buddy. Okay. Yo. Well. It's Monday night, and I have to say, this is a much different Monday night than the Monday night we got last Monday night. Last Monday night, we're like, you know what? They came off a pretty good game against the Rangers. They lost. Not ideal. Good game, though. Good game, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Good game. Man, that was exciting. The chat was going off. If you were here, Gripper Nation, jubilance. Like, it was a Monday night and everybody was happy. But like, yeah, it's Monday night, baby. Let's party, because the Leafs were amazing. And it almost didn't matter what happened the next day in Columbus, because you're like, I guess the second half of a back-to-back and they're traveling. Not good. Okay, but we can get up for Thursday. You know, Chiefs got his old team coming to town. We're at home. We're going to be fine. We're going to be just fine. It's going to be fine. It wasn't fine. And then, okay, well, all right. So that's a bad couple games. It's early in the season. They can figure it out. Listen, it's early. It's the first 10 games. It's early. We're talking about a season that lasts months. We're not even through the first month yet, although that does happen later this week. So we kind of do have to look at October as a whole now, because it is happening. So we get there. It's Boston. It's in Boston. You haven't won a game in Boston in 10 games in the regular season. And what happens? Anthony Stolarz steals you a point from the Boston Bruins and almost robs Brad Marchand in overtime after probably the worst Austin Matthews giveaway of all time. Guys, tonight they're going to play the H-0-0 Winnipeg Jets. And if you're a Jets fan, I want to talk to you for a second. What's it feel like? Do you enjoy it? I can't relate, but you must love this. And you know, you're at home, your barn is loud, Toronto is in town. It's not like a random Tuesday night against the Minnesota Wild. Sorry, Hayden. Producer Hayden, by the way, big Minnesota Wild guy. He says shots fired, and he's right. It's not just some random Thursday against the St. Louis Blues like last week. Oh, no. It's the Toronto, let's embarrass the Maple Leafs. To quote Mark Scheifele, is there anything better than beating the Leafs? Apparently not. So I think that the interesting wrinkle about this too is that the Winnipeg Jets are going for Toronto's record, which they hold with the Buffalo Sabres for the best start to a regular season in NHL history. Toronto went 10-0-0. 93-94, Doug Gilmour, the height of the Doug Gilmour years. What an unbelievable start. Nobody remembers that they were kind of bad the rest of the way. They were a 500 so-so hockey team, but they started that year 10-0-0, and that's all anybody remembers. And by the way, that year, they went to the conference finals. Everybody counted the Winnipeg Jets out. I don't even know. Jesse was talking so much smack in our season previews of the Winnipeg Jets, forgetting fully that Connor Hellebuck is their goalie. And was hovering, I think, through the first 5 games at like a .950 save percentage. The Winnipeg Jets are not just good. They're not just great. They're on fire, man. This is a wagon. This is a wagon already. And it was a wagon last year. 110 points last year. It was hidden in their division because they had a good division. 110 points is not something you ignore. It's pretty unbelievable. And so the Toronto Maple Leafs made a bunch of moves this offseason. The Winnipeg Jets had a coach retire, and they hired a guy who has been an assistant coach. And Mike Commodore is like, I don't like that guy. And everybody's like, who do you like, Mike? I'm kidding. Sure, Mike likes some of his coaches. And they've come out and they're starting 8-0-0. No notable acquisitions. I think their only notable acquisition that I can think of is the acquisition of ice time that Cole Perfetti and Nikolai Ehlers are getting. Specifically Cole Perfetti. You know, they had to drop Rutger McGordy because he didn't want to be there. And I love when Pittsburgh came to town, the attitude of the Jets fans. Where is Rutger? That was awesome. He didn't even make it to the Jets-Pens game. Didn't even make it. Guys, tonight's game's big. You're talking about a Winnipeg Jets team that is on the verge of history. A Winnipeg Jets team who earlier this year, this calendar year, Chris Johnson was interviewing Mark Chipman, the head of the organization, and Mark was going, we're having trouble selling tickets. I don't think they're having trouble selling tickets right now. I think they're okay. They need to do a better job, let's be honest. Mark said so himself. And they're taking on the team with the biggest monkey on their back in sports history. Well, maybe the Chicago Cubs, maybe the Boston Red Sox, but those guys won. They at least won. They won a championship. They've done it. They got, the New York Rangers in the 90s, the Chicago Blackhawks up until recently in the Kane, Taves, Duncan Keith era. Toronto Maple Leafs are the next one. And there's not been much of a semblance of, hey, they'll be fine. But a week ago, I would have told you something different. And what's weird about that narrative is that we're sitting here right now, a week later going, I don't know what's wrong with the Toronto Maple Leafs. When I left this studio at 10:30 last Monday night, it was like, man, I think they got it. And I also want to throw something at you. I saw this from Elliot Friedman, and I just thought this was really, really interesting. Or is it Pierre LeBrun? Doesn't matter. Of the 8 teams in the Atlantic Division, 6 of them are 4-4-1 or 4-4-0 tonight. So the Sabres, the Leafs, the Red Wings, the Canadiens, the Bruins, the Senators are either 4-4-1, which is what all of them are, except for the Ottawa Senators, who are 4-4-0 and have not played the 9th game. The Lightning are 5-3. The Panthers are 6-3. This is supposed to be one of the toughest divisions in the sport, and it's the Mid-Atlantic. For any of my World War history fans, it's the Mid-Atlantic. Just mid. Just a bunch of not great so far. I will say this. Of the teams in the division, the Leafs have one of the better bad goal differentials. They're only a -2. That's so rough. The Lightning, by the way, a +7. The Lightning were supposed to be bad. The Leafs made them look bad. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. That is what we're in for tonight. There are stakes in this game. It's a Monday night in October, and this game matters. This game really matters. For the Leafs, you got to get to 3rd place. That's your starting point. You got to get to 3rd place in the division, right? For the Winnipeg Jets, you are looking the Jets who left in the 90s. You are erasing the story that almost bubbled up again with that 90s, we can't sell tickets, can't make money. Even though the Winnipeg Jets have never made money and their ownership doesn't care about making money, they do need to sell tickets. But the Winnipeg Jets do not make money year over year, and that's okay. Not every team does. I'm just throwing that out there. Guys, the Winnipeg Jets are him right now. They're it. The Toronto Maple Leafs are... But that can all change tonight. So I hope you guys are all great. I'm really excited. Welcome in, Gripper Nation. We're going to have a fun night. Producer, so everybody say hi to Hayden. All right? I want to shout out, I think Robert and Justin are on the social media tonight. On the chat. So I want to shout those guys out. Don't make life too hard for them. And by the way, if you're brand new here, welcome to Monday night. Welcome to Monday night on SDPN, where we have a real good time. The thing about my streams that are a little bit different from what you might be used to with Steve, if you checked out one of his, is my thing is I feel like we're in the basement together and we're watching this together, right? Like we're hanging at somebody's house. There's like 10 people there. There's a beer fridge, and we're hanging and we're shooting the shit together. That's what we're doing. And maybe you have a friend who's a little too talkative, me, who doesn't shut up, me. I'm not going to give you the same play-by-play that Steve will, but the takes will be hot and they will be plenty. And I can't wait to interact and make sure that you're in that chat talking to me because I want to take your questions, send your super chats through, okay? And let's have some fun. Adam is actually lying. He's on the second floor. That's true. I am not in the basement of the SDPN headquarters, by the way. I am on the second floor where all the studios are. Between two crotches, as one is. It's hard to take me seriously, I think, when there's a lot of crotch. There is a lot of crotch in the studio. Oh, there are some super chats. Apparently, I've missed it already. People will be upset. Okay, so let's get to the super chats. Girthy Bettman. Matthews is going to score 3, but have 2 taken back. Yo, that's true. Cassie, broke my pinky toe. Oh, everyone pour one out for me. Cassie, I'm sorry. Apparently, when you break a toe, too, you can't, like, get a cast. I've never broken. I have. Fun fact about me. I have. It will. Oh, Hayden says it'll never heal? What? What? Oh, so Hayden says his mom broke her toe 15 years ago, and it's still a little screwed up. That's crazy. By the way, I've never broken anything. I'm knocking on the closest thing to wood that I can get. It's drywall. It's not quite wood. I don't know what it is. They just call it it's wall and it's dry. Death Eater 91, Leafs lost Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday because the team wasn't able to watch Adam's stream on the intermissions. You know what, Death Eater 91? You are correct. Gripper Nation was not there supporting them. Cassie also said Toronto things are being put into motion. Yeah, Cassie is just for anybody that's new here, Cassie is one of our all-stars of the Gripper Nation chat and actually of all the SDPN chats. And Cassie is a Pens fan, so things are not much better for Cassie. Like, I don't know. Hey, let's just look up the score here. Winnipeg Jets, Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's have a look at that game. Oh, that's right, 6-3. It's because and they play again on November 22nd. Yeah, that wasn't a good game. That was not a good game. But not a lot of the games the Penguins have played this year you could qualify as good games. They have certain players having a good season. I would love, in watching the Penguins, because I've caught 2 or 3 games this year, I would love for Erik Karlsson to care just a little bit when he's giving away the puck. When he has the puck, he cares. When he makes a mistake, it's just, what are you doing, Eric? What are you doing? James, part 1. The hockey guy did a misery index today, and his quote on if the Leafs won the cup, for Steve Dangle, he'd be happy at the end of the season. I'm not really sure. Did I read that properly? Part 2, it would be a strange emotion he was completely unfamiliar with. Oh, okay. And it would probably make him feel scared that there's this feeling of happiness. Is Armageddon around the corner? That's actually true. Because it's almost like a dog that actually catches the squirrel. What do we do with it? I don't know what to do with it. You ever seen a dog actually catch a squirrel? They kind of just go, and then they let it go. And then they go back to chasing it because we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to be happy. You know who knows how to be happy, though? Jets fans. They've seen success. They've seen a 3rd round in the last decade. Robert Bet. Hi, Robert. I know that this is a Leafs game cast. How can the Blue Jackets be up 3-0 on the Oilers? It's easy, Robert, because the the Oilers and the Leafs are not playing great hockey right now. It'd be nice if they got their power plays going. The Leafs are rocking their Justin Bieber jersey. We're getting ready for face-off. Everybody, sync it up. They're about to drop the puck, and they have. We're off, baby. Let's go. Monday night hockey. Hayden is telling me McDavid left the game and will not return. So, for everybody that has him in fantasy, but that sucks. I don't want McDavid leaving the game. That really sucks. It's just all you people with your first round picks getting McDavid for free. Get out of here. People are asking, are we going to show the game? No. And I'll tell you why. SDPN, although we try, are not a multi-billion-dollar company yet, and we do not own the rights. Amazon does. And I don't know Jeffrey Bezos very well, but he's kind of, he's not going to give us the rights to that. So we're just going to hang out. You're going to have to sync up your TV. 1934 left on the in the first period. I'm going to give out some times and that sort of thing. So hopefully Hayden will remind me to do that because sometimes I forget, and we'll make that happen. I want to mention the Leafs line today. It's interesting because it seems that they have top-loaded the lines. So Nyes, Matthews, Marner, which until the Columbus game was spectacular. Pacioretty back in, and he's with Tavares, and I've liked that pairing. I think Tavares has looked good. It's been with Pacioretty. Now with William Nylander. And William Nylander is in a winger driving their own line territory, which is rare. Not a lot of wingers can drive their own lines. There are guys like Patrick Kane who have. Willie's one of them. And that BMW line was real fun until it wasn't. Bobby McMahon, Max Domi, Willie's line mates on the BMW line are paired with Pontus Holmberg. Don't quite get it. Pontus has not impressed me this year, but he did have really good moments last year. And you know that it's there. And then Steven Lorentz, David Kemp, and Ryan Reeves. So it's a rotation. Nick Robertson's going to sit his first game tonight. Feel for the guy. He's had some really good chances. He did finally score, but there hasn't been his preseason stats were off the wall, but he's had that dog in him. He just doesn't have that conversion in him yet. And I think maybe Tavares not being sick as a dog, literally losing 8 pounds in week 1, maybe that would have helped because Tavares has not looked like himself. I don't think he's cooked. I think he got super sick, like vomiting and other stuff. And I think it's pretty hard to make up those pounds once you lose them. On defense, by the way, new pairings. Morgan Rielly, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Jake McCabe, who just signed that extension today, Chris Tanev, Simon Benoit, and Connor Timmins. We'll talk a little bit about that Jake McCabe extension. And I got some thoughts and opinions on it, and obviously I'll share them on the podcast tomorrow. We wanted to wait on the Steve Dangle podcast today, so you got the live show yesterday because we had this Jets game. That's the Leafs' first shot, by the way, there. So that's pretty nice. They got a shot. That's cool. Wow, the Leafs are 17th in the NHL right now. I know it's early, but my God. Okay, okay, Justin wants me to check my phone. Justin Fisher says this. First off, who's getting the W tonight? Leafs 50%, Jets 50%. That's 547 of you voted. So we are an even split. And I think there are probably more Leaf fans here than Jets fans, but it just goes to show how much confidence Leaf Nation has in the Leafs currently, and who can blame them. Also, Justin says, Adam, you want to play a game? Pick a player from both teams. If either score tonight, I'm dropping gift subs. Gift subs, baby. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm thinking for the Winnipeg Jets, I'm going to say Mark Scheifele because he hates the Leafs. Hates them with a burning fire passion. And for the Leafs, I'm going to say Austin Matthews. He's coming on strong. He's got great metrics in terms of shots, except for his shooting percentage, which is garbage. And once that kind of regresses to normal, or progresses to normal, whatever the saying properly is, he's going to score a bazillion goals again. So I'm excited. Okay. Ooh, nice little shot there by Matthews. Now, Connor Hellebuck has had some tough games against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They seem to, more than a lot of teams, have his number. Something else to watch here, too. Matthew Nyes was right in front of the net as that Morgan Rielly shot was taken. And Morgan doesn't have a monster shot or like a cannon, but he's really good at that sneaky shot pass thing, which is it's too fast to really be a pass, too slow to really be a shot, and really easily tippable. You know, four shots are 4-1 already for the Leafs. They got the power play because of that thrown puck. I think this is a good start, and this is where you need to reestablish your power play and prove you belong. And here's the thing: Nyes being on the top unit. Morgan just whistled it wide. Nyes being on the top unit with Pacioretty is really interesting. Pacioretty, who has been scratched several times this year, is on PP1, and it's because the Leafs are moving guys around and trying things out. That means that no Willie and no OEL on the top unit, which is also interesting. And we're going to see how that works out. You know, most of the time, most people will tell you they're down with super loading PP1. Saying PP1 sounds weird out loud. It looks better when it's written on a paper. But that's just not working for the Leafs right now. So, yeah. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Cassie dropped some memberships. Damn, Cassie. Cassie dropped 50 membership. Cassie, damn it. We love you. Thank you, Cassie. Cassie Clan. She's got her own emoji, the CC in there. You can tweet it. Now, what historical empire did the Leafs represent, and why is it Austria-Hungary? All the prestige falling apart due to internal struggles. The thing about Austria-Hungary is that, or the Austrian Empire before that, is they won stuff, and the Leafs haven't done that for a while. I would compare the Leafs to this part of the Leafs, Russia, the Russian Empire pre-World War I, in the sense that, just in one sense, huge, like an enormous group of fans, all the potential in the world, zero execution. Like, Russia was so out of whack back then that they had a different gauge of train track. So when you got to Russia, the train you were on had to stop, and you needed to get off that train and get onto another train. And in World War I, it meant that they had to buy different locomotives that weren't necessarily manufactured in France or England or America. They had to kind of do it themselves, and they weren't great at that because they were just a little bit wider. Stupid. Anyway, that's what I would say. That's my history corner. Aerosmix23, what's up? It's nice to see you back. Broke the bone that connects to my pinky toe and foot in 2020. No cast. Still bothers me a lot. I don't think it ever fully healed. Wow. Okay. So listen, Cassie, I'm hoping that you take a little rest with that broken toe. Yeah. Power play ranked 29th for Toronto. They had some good shots, but like, I don't know, man. If I did it live stream, and I did a lot of really good prep for it, like I did tonight. I did a lot of prep. I haven't even gotten to any of it. Hayden did a lot of prep for this. We'll get to it. There's stats to talk about. If I did a live stream and I did all the prep and Hayden did all the prep, and we came on, and I've got enough talent, I think, to carry a live stream, and Hayden's got enough talent to produce a live stream, and Justin and Robert have enough talent to handle the chats and the social media and all that stuff. But we didn't know how to go live on YouTube. What's it good for? You get a bunch of shots. You put your skates on, you get a bunch of shots. But if you can't do the thing that you're there to do, which is score goals, it's nice that the metrics look nice, but at a certain point, you got to start scoring. And this power play has not scored regularly since February of 2024. That's a long time. I know there was a summer break in there, and it was a long one. I know. Cassie, my dad is a podiatrist. I will be okay. Well, there you go. Man, you come from a successful family. A podiatrist. By the way, Cassie, I just want to shout out one more time. I love that. I love that you dropped that many subs. Thank you, Cassie. So many new VIPs. What's up, Hayden? Okay, SLS. I'm looking for SLS's super chat. For whatever reason, YouTube doesn't always keep them up. Adam, so much going on tonight between the Leafs and Steelers in the World Series. What goes on the TV, game monitor, or laptop? Okay, so it depends on where you're from. If you are from Pittsburgh, you have to have the Steelers on the main TV. If you are from Toronto, you got to have the Leafs on the main TV. If you're from LA or New York, you got to have the Yankees, Dodgers on. But I think you go, if you're from Toronto like I am, Leafs, I would go Steelers because I'm a Steelers fan. And then Yankees, Dodgers, which I'm sorry, guys, I can't really watch it. And I'll tell you why. I'm bitter and salty about Shohei Ohtani still. I'm still mad. Still angry about it. So sorry, can't do it. You know what, Hayden, you're going to have to send me the other super chat I missed because I had to refresh my screen and I can't see it. All right. So we're 5 minutes into this game and the Leafs are out shooting 7-1. They do have a power play in there, and most people will be like, oh, that's a pretty good advantage. For the Leafs, normally it's not. But I want to say, they have not played poorly. This is how you want them to start the game. I'm interested to see, so you got Tanev out there with Simon Benoit. That's interesting. And I'm wondering if that's a mistake or if that is just Berube going, I'd like to get tough and nasty people out there who play good defensive hockey. again, when Nylander, McMahon, and Domi, who have been reunited already, are on the ice. We know they can't play defense, so let's put some defensemen out there. Kind of makes sense, right? Okay, Hayden's going to send me the super chat. Sometimes I miss him, guys. This is from Heather. Convince me that starting Matthews over Sam Bennett in fantasy was a good idea. Listen, Heather, if anybody was going to score tonight, it's going to be Austin. Sam Bennett doesn't have to score. He's got Reinhart. He's got Verhaeghe. He's got Kachuk. He's got Barkov. He's got all those guys. He doesn't need to score. He can, and he will, and he's great. He's got support. The Leafs do not. They don't have any support. Do you think Pontus Holmberg's going to have a big goal-scoring game? That might happen twice this year. I don't think so. So I think you did the right thing. Also, listen, I love Sam Bennett. Hate playing him. He's the better player. Matthews is the better player. You start the better player. You start the best goal scorer in the league. Cassie may have found a dog sitter for a certain trip. Oh, is Cassie coming to Toronto? SLS, I'm a Steelers fan from Toronto too, Adam. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I became a Steelers fan because I didn't have a choice. Now, if you're in the chat right now, I want to ask you, how did you become a fan of your teams? Like the Toronto Maple Leafs for me was Doug Gilmour. None of my family are hockey fans. My mom doesn't really like hockey that much. My dad could have cared less. He was more of a motorsports guy. So for me, I was just like one day I was like, I'm a hockey fan. I love Doug Gilmour. And I still love Doug Gilmour to this day. That was my favorite guy. Steve was same thing, only he was Felix Potvin. Everybody I knew had a Felix Potvin jersey growing up. Like he was so popular. So that was how I became a Leaf fan, just because I decided I'm a Leaf fan now. I love this player. I don't know why, but I do. Steelers is differently. My mother went to North Allegheny High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And basically, she said, here's what you are. You're a Steelers fan. And I can remember watching Steelers games all the way back to Tommy Maddox and Cordell Stewart, for anybody that are hardcore Steeler fans. That's how far back I can remember. And then, yeah, anyway. Sedin Magic 15. Hey, what's going on? You know what's nice? What I love about Gripper Nation, and if you're new here, you're gonna get used to this. You see some of the same people come back every stream, and Sedin Magic 15 specifically. Before I get to your super chat, was here because of the playoffs last year when Vancouver was in the first round, and I was doing Vancouver Nashville games because I had a hate on for the Nashville Predators, and Vancouver won. It's just cool to see everybody coming back. Sedin Magic 15, just to make you more bitter, I saw yesterday that the Dodgers want to get Soto in free agency. Of course they do. Of course they do. They have $11 billion. They can do whatever the hell they want. Whatever they want. Kent Manderville was the thing. I'm a Steelers fan because I live in Pittsburgh when I was young, and then I moved to Baltimore. Parents met and lived in Chicago. I was there, so Blackhawks fan. Wendell Clark, 1992 is the reason I'm a Leafs fan. I grew up in Sudbury. I was surrounded by Habs fans who I hated, so I became a Leafs fan. So, Brett, you became a Leafs fan to spite your neighbors. I like that. Noted Alan Walsh client Max Pacioretty sparked my love for hockey. I think Alan would love to know that. Alan loves Max. Absolutely loves the guy. And Max, when he was on Agent Provocateur, was really, really cool. He's got 5 kids, eh? Man, it's like, where do you get the time? I have 1 kid. I'm like, this is too much. He's an NHL player. I think some people are just high achievers. Just amazing that way. Cosmo Kramer, I will never leave Gripper Nation. That's right. Antonio Carlos Andrade. No ice hockey in Portugal. I fell in love with the game watching Eric Lindros at the AAHF World Championships, and I chose a team in the NHL that was called the Maple Leafs. Antonio, are you coming in from Portugal now, or are you in Toronto now? Antonio, I got to tell you, man, you could have picked anyone. I'm so glad you picked us, so we can all be miserable together. Nice shot. Oh my God, there are 4 Leafs down low, and somehow Connor Hellebuck kept that out. Oh, Nyes just shoots it wide. Marner, Matthews, shot from the point. Oh my God, that was not a fun block. Connor Timmins absolutely smoked that. absolutely smoked that. Nice little breakup play there by the newly re-signed Jake McCabe, who, by the way, we need to talk about him. James Stemler, Leafs are my number one. I was raised as a diehard Leafs family, but Canucks are number two because of Roberto Luongo. I grew up loving goaltending during Luongo's tenure in Band. He was so good, man. Luongo was don't won a cup. Even if they didn't beat the Sabres, I think the biggest mistake they made was Sabres. What am I saying? The Sabres, Bruins. The biggest mistake for me the Canucks made after losing to the Bruins in Game 7 was thinking that they needed to be the Bruins. They started getting guys that like the Canucks were tough. They were mean. They were nasty. But they also had this incredible finesse. And you play that Game 7 10 times over and you get probably a split result. Everybody tried to copy the Bruins after that. Nobody could out-Bruin the Bruins, though. Nobody could. Doug, Leaf fan. Peter Puck made me a hockey fan. Father, Leaf fan. I don't know who Peter Puck is. I'm not a Leafs guy, but those jerseys are sick. Yeah, the black jerseys for the Leafs are sick. There's something about the color black, contrasted with white. But if I see another black NHL jersey, I'm going to be like, guys, we got to get a little more creative here. Like, I like the way the Leafs did it because they got the reverse angle on this. Oh, here we go. Boom. There's the Justin Bieber connection. And they have that different shade of blue that they really don't use in anything else. And I think it looks really sick. But sometimes you see, like, when Detroit or Chicago do another outdoor game because they've done 29 of them each, and they have those, like, bumblebee red and black striped jerseys that are supposed to be throwbacks, and they just look like, I don't know, I made it in MS Paint and I'm bored. Those need to go away. As a Pats fan, I was always Bledsoe over Brady. Wazoo, I got to tell you, man, I remember watching that season unfold. And I think it was that season or the season after where Roethlisberger took over for Maddox. And I can remember very well watching that Super Bowl. The Rams were like the favorite. And, who's going to stop Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk? And then they win it on a kick at the end of the game. That was the first year I had a television in my bedroom, guys. And the television was a box that was this big. I sound old. I'm only 36. And I think it was 8 inches, which is a lot of inches, okay? That's significant amount of inches. Hayden said it's 5 more than anyone needs. I don't know. But I got to tell you, that's what I watched on. I watched the Super Bowl on an 8-inch television. So there you go. Someone get Adam a beer. Yeah. Cassie. 5 ants rented an apartment with another 5 ants. Oh, I get it. Okay. James Stemler, by the way, I feel like Cassie deserves a job at the network at this point. She's one of the biggest rep supporters at this point. She needs an official role. Well, she's already the mascot of the chat. The Chascot. It's not great. We can workshop that. Yeah, listen, I think Cassie's making a trip. And Cassie has to come to SDPN HQ. And we'd like to make good on all the love Cassie has shown us. Now they're 10 ants. Oh, 5 ants rented from another 5 ants, and now they're 10 ants. Okay. All right, I'll give it to you. It was good. Eris Mix 23. I live between Detroit and Columbus, but my parents are from Chicago, so I am a Hawks fan for life. I'm seeing a lot of green in the chat, by the way, which means a lot of you are VIP subscribers, which I thank you for that. That's awesome. Some of you might be new subscribers. If you've never checked out our VIP episodes, they drop Friday morning. And then, of course, you have the SDP, like, third episode of the week dropping Friday night. So you're never really without an SDP. You get 4 shows a week rather than 3. And the fourth show, the VIP episode's always fun because we're just doing different stuff. We're doing different things. We're doing pop culture things. It's fun. Merrick Malik. No, not the Merrick Malik. In your opinion, which stay-at-home Rangers defenseman had one of the top 10 craziest unexpected shootout goals of all time? Stop it. This is a very old SDP joke. But TSN used to do their top 10 every day. And it was like, crazy plays. And, like, it's tough to do a top 10, 200, 300 nights of the year. And so that Merrick Malik shootout goal, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. You can't believe that this big hulking defenseman could move the puck that way. Made it all the time. And I was like, okay, guys, we get it. Merrick Malik scored a cool goal. Can we move on, please? Kathy Lawson gifted 5 STPN memberships. Thank you, Kathy. A Avalanche fan. She must know Drew. There's only a few of them. Leafs started shooting Winnipeg 12-2. I've been happy with the Leafs period so far. How about you guys? I feel like we're doing okay. I feel like this is kind of what you need. Hat trick Patrick. Consistent to the general manager. Ooh, I like that. The consistent to the general manager. Cassie, what do you think of that title? Do you like that title? Oh, we got to go! And it's not the guy I picked. It's the guy that needed it the most. John Mother effing Tavares. He needed that, man. He needed that bad. John Tavares has had a rough year so far. And this is where he scores goals. Watch what he does here. Cycling in, down deep, Pacioretty gets moved out, moves it over to Tavares. Yeah, just garbage. And by the way, big shout out to Pacioretty. That's a good little pass there. One-handed, 2 defensemen on him. They leave Tavares alone. Bad idea. Not recommended. And that's got to feel good for Pacioretty too. I feel like they've had good chemistry, and I like them together with Robertson. And I haven't quite understood, I think probably because Tavares hasn't felt great. I haven't quite understood why they haven't played together more, because I thought that was a good line. Cassie just gifted 5 memberships. Cassie, let's go. I haven't done that since I was 18. Oh, Tavares with another shot. Baby. Julian Nikolov makes a good point. Adam needs to stream every Leafs game, and they will be undefeated. It's the power of Gripper Nation. True. So I'm sorry. I did not correctly pick the subs that we needed. Justin is off the hook. Justin Fisher. If we correctly pick the first goal scorer of the game, Justin will drop a bunch of subs, and we did not pick them. And I'm sorry. But that's okay. We got lots of Mondays left to go. Oh, Pacioretty. Oh, wow. That wasn't Pacioretty. I don't know why I thought I saw Pacioretty. But that was, see what the Leafs did there? They're going to show this replay in a second. Watch. Okay, so they're not showing the replay yet. When we talk about going to the net, it does more than just create chaos, which, by the way, Tavares, Pacioretty, down in the dirty areas, that's how the goal went in. Watch what happens here that creates the penalty that Winnipeg just took. And this is every single time the ref has to call this in the regular season. Playoffs a little different. Look at that. So Matthew Nyes is going to the net. I think McMahon had the puck. And they can't cover Nyes, so they got to knock him over. He's too much. He's a refrigerator on skates. They can't do it. And that's the kind of stuff that, listen, the Leafs power play hasn't been great. But if it ever is good again, put yourself on the power play more often, wouldn't it? That's how you do it. You go to the net, you threaten guys, you use your size. James Stemler, has Drew commented on the whole Sens goalie fiasco from Sunday? During the fiasco, all I could think was Drew booing with the other Avs fans. I have not asked him about that. I should ask him about that. I need to ask him. I don't know. Drew has been fatalistic this year in a way that I have never seen. Like, the goaltending has been so bad, although Justus Annunen, pick him up in your fantasy teams if you're struggling on goaltender like I was, is going to get a lot of starts. And it has gone pretty well so far. Billy Whitehead. Why wasn't Drew at the game last night wearing his Richie Avalanche jersey? Good point. Drew's wife just had a baby. I think that baby is fresh out. Fresh. Oh, we got a blocked shot. Hang on. We're just 1 minute of the power play. I will explain why Drew was not there. But here's what it is. Baby, and has another child. And if he left his wife at home for an evening, she'd probably be like, what the hell, man? That's what it was. Good little power play by the Leafs here. I've enjoyed the pressure they've put on. I like that they've changed things up. Morgan Riley. This is ostensibly, unless Chief has messed up the lines here, this is supposed to be, no, this is line 2. So it's Tavares, Nylander, Domi, McMahon, and Ekman Larson is out there. That's who it was supposed to be. So PP2 is out there. Looked good. Crash test. Will we get a Halloween special with you as Jack the Gripper? Man, why didn't you tell me that? I could have actually prepared that costume. No, I don't know. I don't know. That's funny. What's up, Hayden? So the Leafs have as many shots right now as they did through the first 2 periods. To give you an idea of the level of play that they're bringing tonight. And remember, they're in Winnipeg. This is one of the loudest barns, one of the best fan groups in the entire NHL. These guys are loud. They're crazy. It's deafening. And what you need to do is come out like they did and take the crowd out of it. Now, here's the thing with the Leafs. Really good 15 minutes to start. We're rounding at 5 minutes if you're trying to sync your stream with mine. Oh, here we go. Off the post. This is what I was worried about. The Toronto Maple Leafs, when they play a good period, they go, well, there's 2 minutes left. I'll take a breather. They are the Kings. They're not the Kings. They're the Leafs. They are the champions at letting a goal in with like a minute or 2 to go before the intermission. They do it every time, and I need them to stay focused. That's what I need. Clock check, 4:28, 4:27, 4:26, 4:25. That was a disappointing power play. You know what? Disappointing power play. Oh, see, this is what I mean. Reeves, what kind of giveaway was that? Lead beater 15. Gifted 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you. Welcome to all the new SDPN VIP members. Hope you stick around. Check out the content. It's a good time. Okay, so that was off of Stoller's pads, by the way. I want to say, too, Anthony Stollers is him, man. This guy's amazing. He's so sick. He's so sick. He's so sick. Yeah, I think where was I? I can't even remember what I was saying. Greg Al Stollers continues to be outstanding. Yeah, he's amazing. By the way, I got him in my fantasy, and he has just been wrecking worlds. It's been spectacular. Nathan Valakat, VIP or nothing. That's right. That's right. The VIP is awesome because the comment section is always just unhinged. Like for that one video, that one VIP YouTube video, it's just bonkers. And by the way, if you mostly listen, like if you're in your car most of the time and you don't want a VIP through YouTube, you can easily do it through Spotify and Apple as well. Cassie says the Pens have led in 3 goals in like a minute in the last game. Yep, they were bad. They have no goaltending. They're bad. Lead beater 15 or lead beater 15. Someone gifted me, so I'm repaying the favor. Oh, that's nice. Do you guys you get into those lines at Tim Hortons and people are like, I'll pay for the person behind me. So you're like, oh, they paid for my coffee, so I'll pay for the person behind me. That used to happen a lot more in Alberta when I lived there. I haven't seen that so much in Toronto, and I saw it a lot in Halifax too. I don't know if there's any East Coasters in the chat right now. The thing that messed me up when I lived in Halifax was tipping for Tim Hortons. I lived there in like 2009, and I remember my buddy looking at me like my buddy Zach, who's died in the wool East Coaster, and he's like, you didn't leave a tip, and it'd have to be like a quarter or something. And this is before, believe it or not, before Tim Hortons had debit machines, because they refused to take debit or credit for the longest time. So you had to give them actual cash right up until like 2012, and it was like national news when they got debit machines. And yeah, you had to leave money on the counter, even at the drive-thru. You'd pop 25, 50 cents or something for your order. I'd never seen that before. Jesse Adlington. It was weird coming to Ontario and finding out people don't tip. Tip for Tim Hortons. That's right. That's right. Hey, Gripper Nation, can we get some likes on the video here? Really helps get us to new audiences. So if you can help me out, we only got 279 and we got almost 900 people in here for Monday night. That's pretty sweet. Hit me up. Chantel Zeller, Nova Scotia here. I thought everyone everywhere tipped. No, that is an East Coast thing. I don't even know if people in Quebec tip for Tim Hortons. That is okay. We got a 20 gifted subs from the Squeezable Lemon. Well, thank you, Squeezable Lemon. We really appreciate it. And then Robert says, if the Leafs and Avalanche ever met in the Stanley Cup final, would there be tension in the studio? Oh, baby. Absolutely. And you know who would be causing it is Drew. Drew is such a good troll. He's so good at he knows hockey really well. There's a reason. Oh, here we go. Leafs are close to 20 shots this period. This is a really, really good period. And not a great one for the Jets, let's be honest, but they have had a couple chances. They got to keep the focus, though. It's always that last 2 minutes with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Whatever reason, they just always did take the foot off the gas. What was I going to say? Goaltenders have been out standing on their heads. The Penguins have no defensive structure. So many odd man rushes. That's what I'm saying, Cassie. Erik Karlsson, I have him in my hockey pool. I need him to care just a little bit about, the other elements of hockey, but he just doesn't feel like it. Doesn't give a shit. So what are you going to do? Tips for grips. Here's my tip. If you guys could tip me this, tip me some likes. That's what I need. I need some likes from you. Oh, we got a goal. William Nylander, another guy who needs a goal, who had some really bad giveaways last week. Baby, that was a zinger. Are the Leafs up 2-0 in the first? Out shooting another team? What? No way. Couldn't be Monday Night Hockey on Amazon. Or couldn't be Monday Night Side Stream with Adam Wylde on STPN and Gripper Nation. Here we go. Nylander. Nice. Pacioretty's having a game, eh? Look at this setup. He grabs it. Boom. Watch. Boom. Done. And he tried to get it. I think he was maybe targeting Tavares, but a lot smarter to go for Nylander. That was great. What's that? Hayden says Pacioretty's getting those bonuses. Absolutely. Dude, they bring him back into the lineup. He gets 2 points in the first period. Yeah, you're not going to be scratched. And again, I've liked Pacioretty and Tavares' chemistry. I thought it was really good. I think Tavares just got really sick, man. Don't underestimate that stuff. You tell me how you feel after losing 8 pounds in a week. That's crazy. And he played. We still haven't talked about Jake McCabe, and we will. We got 60 minutes here. But I want to really closely watch this game for the next 1 minute, 30 seconds. We get 90 seconds left in the first period, and this is where we get into trouble spots with the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is where they stop skating, or at least traditionally have stopped skating. They give a stupid... Okay, listen, I love Reeves. That's the second bad giveaway this game. You cannot make a play like that. First one was far more egregious, but you're coming out of your zone and you pass the puck directly to the other team outside of the blue line. I know it's a rotation in that bottom six. That's a great way to get rotated out. And I love Ryan Reeves. I think he's brought really good things to this team in areas that they did not have covered. But I got to tell you, not super. Okay, we got a lot of super chats. I'm going to get to them at the intermission, guys, just because we got 40 seconds left in this game for the first period anyway. And I want to make sure that I'm not missing a goal here. So we'll get to the super chats right as the intermission starts. Off goes Morgan Riley. We got 30 seconds on the clock. Bobby McMahon. And he's a McMahon. There's Ehlers. Nice for him that they're finally playing him. There was a time when there was a debate about who was better, Nylander or Ehlers. They were drafted right after each other, I think 8th and 9th in the same draft. And I think Ehlers probably had all the same skills, and that Rick Bowness was like, I'm just not going to play you. Okay, 18-7, 2-0. Anthony Stolarz has made a couple of good saves because he's had to. That Ryan Reeves giveaway was stinky and poopy. I like the first period. And because I like the first period, guys, I don't know how you feel about this. I am anxious about it. Because here's the next test for the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right. I don't know, Jets fans, if you experience this, but I'll tell you, as a Leaf fan, what I experience is they have a really good first period. And they're like, great, I'm going to take off my skates. And I don't think I'm going to show up until 10 minutes through the second period. So this is what's going to be key, right? You need to show up minute 1 of the second period. You cannot let them into this. This is your opportunity to go, we're going to beat the H-O-N-O Jets. You cannot take your eye off the ball. This team is good top to middle to bottom, especially on the bottom. They got a good bottom. Talking about Hellebuck. Let's not get crazy. I want to throw Cassie gifted 5 memberships. I'm going to go back through all the super chats. Mike Schmidt. Hi, Mike. I paid for someone's coffee a few months ago at the drive-thru. The guy ended up following me around for 15 minutes until a set of lights. Terrified at first, but ended up being a sweetheart and was just heading in the same direction. Well, that's living in Ontario, isn't it? Rachel Bishop. What's up, Rachel? I gave 10 memberships. Thank you, Rachel. We really appreciate you. Cassie, did you recently give another 50? Oh my God. Thank you. And I missed some super chats here, guys. So I'm going to get to them right now. I'm just going to have to find them. Decent. The boys clearly don't want to incur the wrath of Gripper Nation. Guys, listen, Gripper Nation, it's a welcoming party. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's here to have a good time. The vibe's immaculate, but you don't want to incur the wrath of all the, like this thing there. That's thousands of toes. Tony West, the link between your coffee paid for by the person in front of you in Alberta and Halifax, East Coasters, hello from Newfoundland. Well, yeah, that's true. A lot of East Coasters move to the West for work. There's so much. Honestly, there's more East Coasters in the West than there are in the East. I was like, wow, it's like living in the East Coast. That and people from Saskatchewan, they're everywhere. And you can tell who they are because they're all wearing Rough Riders jerseys at all times. They don't ever take them off. They go to work, Rough Riders. They go to Florida, Rough Riders. They meet with United Nations, they're wearing the Rough Riders jersey. It's just the way it is. Long, 5 subs if Adam guesses who gets the first Steelers touchdown. I like that. Pickens. It's going to be Pickens. Got to be. I don't know how the Steelers game is going. Oh, it must have just started. So, yeah. I'm also, if Pickens scores a touchdown, guys, I will be happy in real life. In fantasy life, I will not. Because that means I will have lost my fantasy game. The guy I'm up against has one player playing tonight. I currently have the lead. I have no players playing tonight. And I have like a 3-point lead on him. And if Pickens scores, I'm toast. But, what are you going to do? Hayden, did I miss any other super? If I did, okay, can you read it to me? Oh, so Leadbeater said, I'm from Cape Breton, followed you guys for so many years. I remember you on the radio in Calgary. Wow. Yeah, I was 23 in Calgary, so I hope I didn't say anything stupid. Maybe everything I said at that point was stupid. I was 23. But Calgary and Halifax were two of the most important moments of my life. When you leave the city you grew up in and you move somewhere else, doesn't matter what altering forever event, even if you do go back home, like I did, it changes you forever in the best way. And by the way, we have an amazing country, and it's a shame it's so expensive to go see because the West is amazing. The East is amazing. It's amazing. If you get the chance, do it. Now, I want to take a quick break. We're going to run a clip here, and we always do this. And I'm going to have a look at what Drew sent through. So this is from the CJ show, I believe. Is it not? Oh, no. This SDP. Okay, so Elias Pettersson has had a bit of a slow start. If you're a Canucks fan, you know what I'm talking about. Sedin Magic 15. I'm looking at you. This is a little bit about the fight in practice last week. If you guys missed this story, it's a good one. Pettersson versus JT Miller. They squared up in practice, and JT Miller called him a name. So let's run the clip, and I'll be back in 7 minutes. Elias Pettersson and JT Miller got into it at practice. Vancouver Canucks have had a bit of a tough start. Obviously, they got a goalie with an injury that no goalie in the history of the league has ever had. They're still 10th in the conference. They've only played 6 games, 3-1-2. Listen, we'd take that.
Yep.
They have the same amount of points as the Leafs. But a little bit of frustration. And apparently, according to Firehound Lounge on the Donnie and Dolly show, Miller called Pettersson a baby.
Ooh.
Now,
not baby girl, like he called.
No, not baby girl. I love you.
No,
it's just baby.
Oh, okay. It's not as good.
Another team notably got into this recently, and they've done a lot better. Peyton Krebs, Rasmus Dahlin, and the Buffalo Sabres, they're on a 2-game win streak right now, and I think they've played pretty good hockey since since the attempted knee takeout.
What are they? 4-1, 3-1 since then?
Yeah,
they're doing very well.
3-1, I think.
That's pretty good, man. I'll take it. What does that give them? The same record as the Leafs? Cool.
Just about, not quite.
Oh, damn. Listen, the Vancouver Canucks, as long as they have this group, are always going to be that couple that argues when they walk into the party, because you can tell they argued the whole way there. And about an hour later, they're making out on the couch, making it everyone's business. And that's just how they operate, man. They're weird. They have a strange dynamic in that locker room. They hired the perfect coach. I feel stupid for ever doubting that Rick Tocchet hire. He is an expert at managing volatile but talented situations.
Yeah, Malkin Kessel in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm really... All right. Miller, okay, a lot of people are focusing on Pettersson because he's not doing well and he got called a baby. We're not going to focus on the fact that this is the third time this has happened with Miller in Vancouver, at least. Remember, he didn't even wait to get to practice with Luke Shen. Remember?
What happened? No, what happened there?
Oh, they were going at it at center ice on their way off, and Connor Garland's in the middle hey, come on, guys. And 2 of those 3 guys are still there. It's fine. It's fine. They're going to be fine. They'll survive.
I like it.
Elias Pettersson, since March 21st, 2024, has 0 even strength goals.
Oh, my God.
No goals this season. That is 26 games plus. That's 32 games. That's 0 even strength goals.
That's so many games.
That's a lot of games. That's regular season and playoffs. That's a lot of games. I don't think that's an insignificant amount of games.
No, that's a lot of games.
And
when do you hit
makes too much money for that shit?
Guys, what do you put him at the concernometer?
Oh.
Where are you
Steve,
at?
if this was
Orange.
If this was somebody on the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think your reaction would be a lot louder.
Yeah, no, I'd be losing my mind. Yeah.
You would be like, that's what the money is for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But also, the Canucks are doing all right. And
yeah. No, they did all right through that whole stretch, through this stretch of games. Yeah.
It's
Lankinen was a good signing, by the way. Really good.
He's been fantastic so far this season.
It's one of those things where, there's an obvious problem here, but it doesn't become a problem I'm all that concerned about until they start losing all the time. Right? It's worth noting, keep in your back pocket, try to fix it. But as we keep outscoring the other team by the end of the night, it's okay. That's why there's not that much concern and freaking out and all that. It becomes more of a problem when the playoffs are happening, you're doing well, you'd like him to be scoring. It's not that big of a problem. Brock Besser's not going to play Game 7. Okay, it's a problem now.
Yeah.
It's a problem, and I hate it, and I wish he would score immediately.
The Canucks so far this season with Elias Pettersson 0 goals have lost once in regulation time. That's
why it's not a problem.
They have 1 loss in the shootout, 1 loss in OT, 1 in regulation, and they have won 3 games in a row.
Yeah, that's why it's not a problem.
But and then
Fine.
through their playoff run, the entire 13-game stretch where he has no even strength goals, they go to second round. And you're like, oh, they look really good against Edmonton, and if they have a goaltender, maybe they make it through. So
it's stepbrothers. Like, all right, now the suits seem kind of fucked up. Like, it's just one of those things where you don't care as long as they're winning.
Yeah, and
Second that stops.
Your point about the game 7 is like, oh, it started being a conversation about Pettersson and his play towards the end of the Edmonton series because a lot of people looked at it and they're like, he could have been the X factor that got him over the hump, plus like the goaltending, as I mentioned.
Well, we're all looking at Edmonton like, okay, we're not worried about their bad start. They're going to be right there, and they're a lot of people's cup pick. Besser plays that game. They might have won.
Who knows?
They might have won. They might have gone to the Final Four. I probably would have picked them. But, when they didn't have Besser, it's kind of hard.
It's tough.
You need your guys to be your guys. He's paid isn't he the highest paid player on the team?
Yes.
Pettersson?
Yeah.
I think he's higher paid than Quinn Hughes. Yeah. Well, for sure.
Oh, Quinn Hughes is on
a sweetheart deal. That deal.
Real sweetheart. I feel like it's not that long. Didn't he sign a short one?
Yeah, I can't remember. And then Hronek's at $8 million. So yeah, I think he's well paid.
Yeah, Pettersson's 11.6 till 2032.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not even it's not even close.
Start maybe scoring.
Artemi Panarin money.
JT Miller is at 8. So yeah,
that's not a bad deal either.
And JT Miller is a guy that will challenge guys. And sometimes that works, and sometimes you're Bo Horvat and it doesn't work.
Whoa, who's fighting at practice? Oh, it's JT.
JT will challenge you in the middle of a game.
Yes.
We've seen that.
Yeah, but the problem with JT Miller with Bo Horvat was JT Miller wasn't playing well either. He just was like, I don't feel like playing defense this year.
Quinn Hughes face washes Petey and calls him a baby. That's news.
Yeah.
JT Miller, meh.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes is so good. Like watching the Amazon series made me appreciate him even more as what he does, because he's an undersized defenseman who plays like he has size, and his agility on the back end it accounts for whatever he lacks in terms of just height wise or size wise. He's just so good defensively that he can overcome any obstacle he has in terms of what other players have in just their stature on the ice. And he's the best in the world right now.
Crazy passing, crazy vision.
He's the best in the world right now, outside of Cale Makar, who's off to one of the best starts I've ever seen any defenseman have.
I was saying to Steve, I missed out on both of my drafts. I drafted 8th. And I missed out on Leon Draisaitl both times. He was drafted 6th in one, I think, and then 7th in the other or something like that. And I ended up in both drafts with Cale Makar. And boy, am I happy.
Leon.
Yeah.
You ended up with Cale?
Both drafts.
If you have a solid defense, you can win.
We back. All right, everybody. All right. So I don't think I missed any super chats over the thing, did I? Squeezable Lemon dropped 20 memberships. Cassie dropped 50. Cassie, love you. Squeezable Lemon, love you too. Also, I love a little lemon. Love a little lemon. Vodka soda. What's up? Child of the 80s, Wayne Gretzky, watching him back in the day was amazing. That's Jeremy Hickson. Yeah, I think that little piece they did with Mark Messier there was really good on that Jets Oilers series. I was like, damn, good for you, Amazon Prime. Hey, so question for you. I'd like to know, since we're here, where is everybody tuning in from tonight? I'd love to do a little location check. Gotta know. Where are you coming in from? Because I'm always surprised by some of the locations we get. I expect like Southern Ontario. I expect Manitoba tonight for sure. But what else we got? Give it to me. By the way, I believe we get 6 Leaf games over our 26-week run on Monday nights. So this is the second of them. It's fun doing Leaf games, but I really enjoyed the Montreal-Pittsburgh game we did. Okay, here we go. Everybody's checking in. We got Sault Ste. Marie, we got Calgary, we got Grand Rapids, Michigan, Kansas City, Kansas. That's important. There's a couple Kansas Cities in there. Kansas City, Missouri, right? Vegas, David Owens from the Mansion in Kingston. What's up, David? Drummondville, Quebec. Sino says from your mom's place. I don't think so. I don't think you're at my mom's house. Washington, D.C., Gripper City. Yes, Julian. You know what's up. Windsor, Ontario, East York. Same. Okay, my chat just crashed, so I have to refresh the page here. The Schwa. You should give me a copy of Steve's books. You should have come to our show last night. It was fun. Louisiana, Orlando, Florida, Germany, New Zealand, Charleston, South Carolina. By the way, Fatty Patty says, anyone hearing the sounds on Amazon? No, it looks like Amazon's sound has cut out. It is nice to see Scott Oak on the broadcast, but yeah, it looks like their sound is cut out. I can't hear anything either. They're probably having some broadcast issues. Red Deer, Alberta, Waterloo, Newfoundland, St. Peters, Missouri, Quebec City, Liberty City. I like that. It's good. Nobody said Saint-Denis. What's going on with the audio on Amazon? Well, sometimes when you're doing a TV broadcast, see, they went to break there. What they're going to do is they're going to take a quick second, and they're going to do a little Pepsi ad, and then they're going to try to reset their sound. It happens sometimes when you're doing a live broadcast, especially when you're on a road show. So they're going to run their commercials. You see, they're going to Paramount Plus commercial here. By the way, Yellowstone, phenomenal show. And then they're going to come back and they're going to reset things. Okay, question for you. For the Leaf fans and the non-Leaf fans, Jake McCabe re-signs in Toronto, and he signs for an interesting amount of money, doesn't he? $4.51 million, but not really. He's actually going to make more like $4.7 million, but they've deferred money to the end of this deal. It's a 5-year contract, so that brought the AAV down. And then for the 6th year, he will have deferred money off the books for the Maple Leafs, by the way. Pretty cool. Bit of a copycat league. Salary deferral has existed for the entirety of the cap, and yet no one's really used it, except for the Arizona Coyotes, who had cash flow problems. CJ was talking about today on the CJ show. You should check it out. And I want to say, well, Seth Jarvis, obviously, with the Carolina Hurricanes this year, too. And the Hurricanes just do it because they're cheap. And for the Leafs, who have had cap issues basically since Tavares signed, well, just after, this is interesting. This is a top 4 defenseman, came to Toronto, had an instant impact. Hit that first playoff series, the Leafs were with him. They actually beat Tampa, and then lost to Florida. But he had some, you could tell it took a little bit of figuring out the systems that they played, but they were really impressed by how physical he was, that he had, he had average puck handling skills and that sort of thing. He wasn't supposed to be running their power play, although unfortunately a couple of times he did run their PP2 unit because, Morgan Riley can only do so much. And I think he was hurt going into that series, all that stuff. And then last year he really establishes himself on the blue line, and the Leafs towards the end of they really love this guy. I think he's going to stick around. And here we are, an October signing, and at $4.5 million for a top 4 defenseman. Jake McCabe, guys, took less money to stay in Toronto. He would have got way more than that on the open market. He would have got over 5 for sure. That's multiple millions over that contract. I like this deal a lot. By the way, still no sound on Amazon. Keep on going here. Is everybody else having that issue? Listen, I think that are worried about the term. Oh no. What will he be at 5 years from now? When we signed John Tavares, did anybody care? When he got 47 goals in his first year with Toronto, did anyone care? No. We don't care what Jake McCabe looks like at that point. And at that point, it's very likely the salary cap is somewhere in the neighborhood of $105 to $110 million. So you're talking about 4 total % of your cap or less at that point. If Jake McCabe is a third pairing guy and he's making about 4% of the cap, that is just about what they're paying Timothy Liljegren to sit on his butt these days. About 4% of the cap. I don't hate it. I think it's a great deal. Jonas Siegel wrote a piece in the Athletic about have they overcommitted to too many old guys. Listen, but the time is now, and trades exist for a reason. You can always work something out. And I also look at it like this. Would you rather commit to, well, who else would you rather commit to? You have no defensemen that are NHL ready. You didn't draft well in that department. Oh, Matthews with a shot. Knies with a goal, baby. Connor Hellebuck right out of position. I wonder. Yeah, he was right out. That was just now I can't hear what the announcers are saying in the rink, but that was beautiful. That's a good goal, baby. That's a Matthew Knies goal there. Okay, so I'm going to refresh my feed here in a second just because my friend Hayden has audio again. But Matthew Knies with the forecheck there gets the first shot off. Matthews gets it. That's all Matthew Knies. Digging in the corner, throwing his body, throws the puck up to Marner, who tries to shoot. It gets blocked. Matthews grabs it, shot, and then boom, Matthew Knies back of the net. That's textbook, man. That's Berube hockey. That's what, believe it or not, it's so unfair. I feel bad. That's what Keefe wanted them to do. But it seems like Chief, different from Keefe, Chief has been able to get him to do it. So that's not Matthew Knight. There's another guy they're going to have to extend. Cassie dropping another 5 subs. Thank you, Cassie. That's outstanding. I have to fix my mic. What do I have to fix about my mic? Oh, my mic. Apparently, my mic popped. Time check. 18:30, guys. 18:30 for the time check. It's nice to see Matthew Knies going to the net. I hope someone else takes that on some of the other lines. A guy like Bobby McMahon, to me, is like your perfect. If he can figure out how to be like a true net front presence, he's a menace. Oh, so that's bad defense coverage there. Simon Benoit can't allow the Jets to get behind him like that. And this is what you have to be careful of with the Leafs. Because they score a goal and then they let in a goal 45 seconds later. If you're a Leaf fan, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Knies has had a good year. Knies has had a great year. By the way, everybody thank Cassie if you got a gifted sub tonight. That's all her. Matthew Knies, 4 goals. Yeah, Hayden says contractor. That's his 5th goal of the season. Listen, I said before the year started that I can see him signing the Jake Sanderson contract, which is roughly $7 million, 8 years, 6.5, 7 million. That's what it costs. And his apparently they're not talking yet. So there's lots of time for Matthew Knies to just sit back, play with Austin Matthews, and collect those paychecks. But he does have to be aware, and this is really important, that if you go and you sign that big contract, you go from fun guy who's the rookie to guy who better score or else. And he should probably talk to members of the core 4 about what that's like. And I'm specifically meaning the younger members of the core 4, the Matthews, Marner, Nylander, who went from ELCs to, in 2 cases, double-digit money. Right? Double-digit millions, I should say. It's a whole new area of pressure. So, given the Jake McCabe extension, I would say that Toronto is probably not as down as they used to be to overpay guys. I think the Matthews deal was fair. I don't think the Nylander deal was an overpay by any stretch. I think the guy's pretty special. We'll see what happens with the Marner contract, but I just don't think they're down anymore. I think you're going to have to come to some sort of fair agreement. It's not going to be like Kyle. Sedin Magic 15, are the Leafs really going to hand the Jets the first loss of their season? That is so damn Leafy. Well, we're all hoping for that, Sedin Magic 15, but I got to tell you, we're not sure. The thing about the Leafs is it's not over till it's over. It's like postseason baseball. It goes to the last out. Hayden says they like to dominate teams on Amazon Prime. And you know what? Somebody else mentioned in the chat earlier, they're like, hey, they haven't lost while Adam Wylde's been streaming. And that's because I've streamed exactly 1 Leaf game, and it was last Monday. But let's keep that streak going. Morgan Riley open. Shot. Scores, baby. What a goal. Picks the bottom corner. Oh, my. Morgan. More of that, please. The Leafs outshooting the Winnipeg Jets 24-8, 16:35 left in the first. I did tell you in the second, by the way, the Leafs have had Connor Hellebuck's number in the past, And it appears they do again tonight. Look at this Morgan Rielly shot. I told you earlier, he does not have a great shot, but accurate though. Accurate. That is Morgan Rielly's, sorry, is that Pacioretty's third point? Pacioretty's got 3 assists, guys. Max Pacioretty has 3 assists. I'm going to text Alan. I'm just going to be like, Alan, hey, Max has 3 assists. Let's go. That's what I texted to him. I don't know if he's going to get back to me. That's okay if he doesn't. He's busy. That's sick. That is so sick. Good for Pacioretty, and good for Morgan Rielly. Good for Morgan Rielly. I'm thrilled for the Tavares line. This is really great. Or at least the Tavares Pacioretty pairing, because we have seen Nylander play with Domi and McMahon as well. Oh wow. Mason Appleton just ran Stollers a little bit. I think Nyes kind of maybe pushed him. Not ideal. Let's protect the goaltender. But it does happen. Carson. So are the Leafs just an elite Monday night team? Well, Carson, I sure hope so. But they only play 6 Mondays this year. So, and this is the second of them. So that's going to be something. They're going to have to be elite on other nights too. Saturday nights might be great. They play every Saturday night. They play 26 Saturday nights, or was it 24 this year? There's a couple Saturdays they skip. Maybe be good then too. What if they could be just elite all the time? What if they had the talent? They have the talent. Orion, did they make you wear the Jet? Did they make the Jets wear the white jerseys because of the amount of Leaf fans in the crowd or something? That's a good question. I think there's a lot of people that want to go back to wearing your whites at home, because it used to be that you wore your white jersey at home, which never made sense to me because your colors are your team colors. You should be wearing your team colors at home. But teams have the right to agree on what jersey they want to use. And I think with the Jets, it kind of makes sense because of the whiteout thing, with the white towels and that they do in the playoffs. So I guess this worked probably pretty well for them. James Stemler, the Leafs helping Jesse out with Hellebuck's save percentage. LOL. If you missed it in our season preview for the Jets, Jesse said Connor Hellebuck was not going to get a .920 save percentage this year, and I said that he was. And Jets fans have been all over Jesse with their 8-0-0 start. Let's not forget about that. Let's not lose our focus, Maple Leafs. Oh, Holmberg with a little snippiness. I think Holmberg's going to the box. I think that was a cross-check from behind. It's not a great call, but they got to call that. Sorry, I just sucked in some coffee right on the microphone. The audio is throwing a fit again. Is it my audio or the Amazon audio? It's not my audio, is it? Okay, so I still have the stream, but Hayden lost it. This is the thing, guys. Brand new broadcast. Things are going to happen. Steve Judge Canada Bray. Steve, are you a judge? Are the Leafs about to chase Vasi and Helly out and back-to-back Mondays? Gripper Nation power. You know why? It's because of Gripper Nation. Like, if Vasilevsky gets booted from this game, guys, it's Vasilevsky. Hellebuck. He's allowed 4 goals on 25 shots, which is kind of regular. Like, you often see goalies allow 4 goals on 25 shots. Usually it's not Hellebuck, but like, it's not, when you pull a goalie, it's like 4 goals on 11 shots, like Vasilevsky. That was crazy. Oh, Connor just missed this side of the net. I don't know that Stollers would have had that, but Connor's missed, so it doesn't matter. Hello, Adam. Joey Porter Jr. got away with a no DPO on Neighbors. Oof. How is that Steeler game going? Does anybody have the thing? Natalie, Adam, I'm not trying to be negative here, but make this make sense for me. How do they absolutely just do what they did on a Saturday and then tonight come in and crush it? What does this mean? This means you're a true Leaf fan. Natalie, are you? Okay, now there's a few Natalies out there. One of them is my wife, who comments on these streams from time to time. I'm not sure if that's the same Natalie that's commenting here, but that's my wife, Natalie, will often say things like this. My wife, Natalie, lives and dies by every play. Like, you guys think Steve's aggressive? I got to tell you, man. My wife, like, if they make a bad play, she cannot physically handle it. It just drives her crazy. She's hardcore. What does this mean? It means that the Toronto Maple Leafs And what we have seen from them are patches where they are so good and so consistent. You go, I don't know if this team's ever going to lose again. And then you see patches like last week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday where they're so bad, you're like, I don't know how they ever won a game. And they are two sides of the same coin. And it's mystifying because they do have the talent. Now, the Leafs are on the PK here. It's looked better this year. And, Lorentz and Kampf probably haven't had a lot of ice time tonight. Let's see if Lorentz gets a little shot there. I think they've done a great job. I've loved that Matthews has been incorporated on it. I think he's doing a great job. You got to monitor his minutes, obviously. And you got to have David Kampf there for some reason. I like David Kampf. I think he's slightly overpaid, but it doesn't mean, there's a goal. Kyle Connor gets him back in. This is what you got to be careful with, guys. I know it's one goal, but look at that score, Leaf fans. And Jets fans, just chuckle to yourselves for a second. It's 4-1. I don't want to put that evil on you, but the score is 4-1. That's a notable score in Leafs history. That Natalie who messaged us, Natalie, this is why we can't relax. People are like, why can't you guys just enjoy the game? Why can't you just enjoy the game? You come be a Leaf fan for a few years, okay? You come be a Leaf fan. Tell me how much you enjoy it. I love it. But there are times it makes me extremely sad, like to my bones, and very anxious all the time. David Owens, hey, this is Amazon still better than Sportsnet Plus broadcast. Yeah, Sportsnet Plus app is not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Alan Chang. Oh, so that's what a power play goal looks like. I know, right? Imagine power play goals. Couldn't be me. Never seen one. It's never happened. I think there was like a whole shift in analytics in hockey for a while there that like, well, yeah, okay, well, they got a lot of points, but it's all power play, so it doesn't count. And I think we overcorrected on that. I think people who initially made that point, it's like, yes, they're good, but are they gaining a bunch of stuff on the power play, which is a very small percentage of the game? Oh, that was a OEL, just a bit of a hit on Barron's going to get in there, and Nemesnikov's down. Anyway, what they were saying was like, oh, well, okay, are they just a power play merchant, or are they a legit 5-on-5 player, which is the majority of the game? What I'm going to say with that is I've completely lost the thread. I've now, because of this Ekman-Larsson hit. Is that a bad hit? He's going to the box. I guess he didn't see him coming. Be nice if the Leafs killed a power play. Crispin Wellburn, 4-1, the most dangerous lead in hockey. Man, don't we know it? And here we go. The Jets just scored a power play goal, and guess what's going to happen? They're back on the power play. I want to say I liked OEL always. I liked him I didn't like him I didn't think he was great in Vancouver, but I loved him in Arizona. Thought he was great on the cup run with Florida last year. I don't remember him being this chippy. He's kind of nasty. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. Rocky Zim, OEL is getting suspended 40 games now. Yeah, he's already got the fine, right? He almost got suspended earlier. So for that, what was that hit? It was the hit in the Tampa Bay game, wasn't it? On who? I can't remember. You guys will probably remember. I feel like, I think Peros will probably give that a look. George Peros. What do you say? What do you say? Guy gives Jason Spezza 6 games. Never had never had a suspension in his whole life. Come on. Oh, I just lost my YouTube stream, but I'm gonna get it back, and I'm gonna see you. By the way, speaking of noted Alan Welsh clients getting a lot of points tonight, this is one of the Agent Provocateur mugs you can buy at sdpn.ca. Jesse made that. I think he did a good job. It's a good seller for us. And these are the only mugs I have at home, except for a few mugs that my wife brought to the marriage, which all have cats on them. Is she a crazy cat lady? Yes. Am I allergic to cats? Yes. I, allergic guy, asthmatic, married a cat lady. It's crazy. Apparently it's 6-3 Steelers. Is that two field goals there, Hayden? great. Just keep kicking those field goals. They won game 1, I think, in game 2 with just field goals. So, man, I hate to say it. Russell Wilson looked great last week. I don't hate to say it. I love to say it. Couldn't believe it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not loving the Leafs PK tonight. I'm not loving it. I don't like how low they get. Oh, what a save by Stolarz. What a save. Just robbed perennial 40-goal scorer Kyle Connor of a absolute goal. Man, seeing Stolarz play goalie is like, I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten what good, like Winnipeg fans know what it's like to have a good goalie. If that was Sammy, that's in. And we're talking about a comeback. And no offense to Sammy, he had a really good first season in Toronto. But damn, and like before that, it was like, you know, we got 20 games of Matt Murray, who was really hurt and needed surgery, and like Peter flipping Mrazek. Like, this is so nice. The most important penalty killer, your goaltender. Oh. Nyes is out there on the PK now. Connor with the shot. Rebound just goes wide. Here's Nyes with a little shorthanded break. Holmberg's with him. You know what? Just don't even shoot. Just keep that puck low. I don't think Holmberg should have skated behind the net there. He'd have been better positioned, but you know, what a save by Stolarz again. Wow. I think, okay, either Stolarz got that out with the paddle or the defenseman cleared, or both. I want to take a look at that. Stolarz, baby. Off the line again. You got to remember, Anthony Stolarz is 6'7", and he's done a couple of those off the line saves, like I'm going to rob you right at the last minute. It is not easy for a man who is 6'7" to bend backwards and twist like that. He's crazy. He's crazy. This is the Anthony Stolarz show, baby. I can't believe that even a week ago, people were like, well, there seems to be a goaltending controversy in Toronto. I'm like, what goaltending controversy? Woll hasn't played yet, and Stolar's been amazing. I think we know who the starter is. And people were actually like, oh, no, I think Woll's still your starter. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is before he played in St. Louis. What are you talking about? No, he's not. We'll ask Adam to clap at a whistle. I will clap at a whistle. Wow. That replay was insane. Look at that. Oh, my God. And Nyes gets it out. Big save. Big save. I watched Stolarz on London when they played the Whalers in the OHL playoffs. He was really good. Yeah, there's the face-off. I'll do it again, too. 5 seconds left in this power play. Jets with a bit of a misfire. They're trying to get that shot. But listen, 2 power plays in a row like this, the Leafs need to be careful. This is how you let teams back into the game. Sometimes with the Leafs, it just does come down to penalties. And I think they do take, especially early on in the season, and they have early on in the season, taken an inordinate amount of stupid penalties. They just have. And that happens, but you got to clean it up quickly because it gets late fast. So I think that we can't be taking any more penalties this period. The last, I think when they started the first PK, they were out shooting Winnipeg like 24-8, and now Winnipeg's had 6 more shots. This is a good Jets team. You need to focus. Yes, Hayden, you're talking to me, buddy. Okay, send the super chats through on text message, my friend. Sometimes I miss them. Sorry. It's been a really, really good beginning of the second period. We had a little bit of from both teams. Clap your grippers. You clap your grippers. By the way, hit me with some likes, chat. We got almost 1,000 people on a Monday night just chilling out together. I love this. I love this. I love this. But I want to get some likes on that chat. Let's get the likes up because it gets it to more people. We need to get Gripper Nation is in its infancy. We need to get to the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read these super chats in a second here. But Max Pacioretty, who has 3 points tonight, 3 points. Oh, Pacioretty just put one off of Tavares' mouth. Man, poor John. Got to get a grip here. Literally. That was interesting. That was Nylander, Pacioretty, Tavares. And that means now the fourth line is out. Ryan Reeves, who's had, I'm not going to lie, not a great game, with McMahon and Domi. That's interesting. No Pontus Holmberg, I'm assuming because he's probably still recovering from unless he can't be benched, right? And that wouldn't be the guy you'd put up if he was benched. It'd be Lorentz, wouldn't it? I think Holmberg is probably just resting. No. Did we just take a penalty for this? Oh, my God. See, I told you can't take a third penalty. Morgan Rielly, I believe, is going to the box for puck over glass. Oh! All right, let's get to these. James Stemler. Stollers is the calmest goalie we've had in a while. Amen, James. Cassie, hey, sent my rough plans to Justin. You should know by the end of the week. Should be able to confirm by Steve's live stream. Got to go to sleep now. Cassie, have a good sleep. Thank you for showing up. We love you, Cassie. Gripper Nation loves you. Love you. Here we go. Should Lily be playing, or is it better to try and trade him? Or did he really anger management? Also, where the heck are Dewar and Yarncroke? So Dewar and Yarncroke are hurt, and they're recovering slowly, and the Leafs are at the point right now where there's no need to bring them back until they are 100% healthy. Yarncroke was hurt going into the playoffs last year. He was hurt all summer. You sit him until he's ready, because Yarncroke, for as much as Leaf Nation gets on him for some strange reason, is extremely valuable. Like tonight, ideally, you don't have Nylander with Tavares and Pacioretty. You've got Yarncroke with Tavares and Pacioretty. He's a 20-goal guy regularly. He's good defensively. He's got good wheels. He's not the fastest guy on the team, but neither are Pacioretty, Tavares. I think that would be a good veteran, dependable line to put out there. And you have Nylander with Domi and McMahon. That's good. That's a good three lines. And Dewar got really hurt, had surgery this summer, and is going to come back. So don't worry. He's coming back. Haywood Jablomi. All right, fine. That was good. That was good, man. That was good. Haywood Jablomi gifted 10 subs. Thank you. Everybody thank Haywood Jablomi. My wife is now texting me. She said the chat wants to know if you heard about the McDavid injury. Yes, I did. All I know is that he's injured and he won't be back. My wife is texting me, not because she wants to amp the chat, but she also wants to know that. She's like, what do you know? And I don't know anything. I hope the injury is not good. Or sorry, I hope that it's not bad. I do not wish ill on McDavid. I hope that it is not a bad injury, because the Oilers are already not playing well, and that doesn't help things. Robertson is not playing if Yarncroke and Dewar are playing. I think it depends, Julian, for that, on who they're playing and how well everybody's playing. It's pretty clear, like the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Dubas era never had any battles for spots. Oh! Kyle Connor, from where Kyle Connor scores goals, right at the top of that circle, baby. That was a Kyle Connor-ass goal. And this is what I'm talking about. This is 3 penalties. The Leafs were squarely in control of this game. 3 penalties this period. 2 of which were pretty avoidable. 1 with the Morgan Rielly, that's a mistake. But this is why you don't take dumb penalties, because there are going to be ones that you can't help. And, man, I hate 4-1s. But now it's not 4-1 anymore. It's 4-2. So it's time for the Leafs to score. It's fun. You're going to laugh at me, like, oh, they're still up 2 goals. No, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs. You got to score. It's time to start scoring, because a guy like Connor Hellebuck is going to start putting his best foot forward now, and he's going to be hard to beat. You need to get in his head right away. You need to deflate this crowd. You need to take away and stamp out any hope they might have. And smartly, Craig Berube puts out the line that's been scoring. Nylander's got a goal. Pacioretty's got 3 assists. Tavares has got a goal. I bet Morgan Rielly's out there somewhere. He's got a goal. Yeah, that's who you put out. They've been the line of note tonight. I'd like to see a little more from the Matthews line, I'm not going to lie. But not every line can be good every night. Nice little turnover there by Jake McCabe, caused the turnover. He didn't turn over the puck. Not a bad shift by the Tavares line. They didn't really get it going, but at least they're not in their own zone. Stino, Mr. Wylde, when will you make your return to Barrie? Man, I would love to do, this OHL city tour that we've been doing. I would love to work with the Colts on something. Maybe we can do that. I haven't talked to them, but I think that would be pretty sweet. I love Barrie. It's beautiful, especially in the summertime. Nothing like Kempenfelt Bay. McMahon with a big hit. Man, Stanley's so big. Oh my God. He's so big. The Jets are turning on the... Right now, this is their game. And the Leafs... Oh, bad rebound. Leafs have got to figure out a way here to create some offensive zone pressure. They got to relieve Stollers a little bit. They got to relieve their defense a little bit, because when you play defensively and there are not a lot of whistles, your legs are burning the whole time. You got to get some offense. Oh, Holmberg almost got crushed there, just avoided a hit. I think he's upset about it too. I think he thought it was some sort of elbow. I don't know. Death Eater 91. Hi, Adam's wife. She watches every stream. Jesse Addington. Will there be a Frontenac SDP game this season? Yes. And it will happen before Christmas. I'm leaking information. Jesse and Steve would not be happy with me. Just be on the lookout. Hayden says, don't worry, we're not recording this. We are recording this. But I did want to let you know we are coming back. Marner Nyes. So Nyes has got the other goal tonight. I need a Matthews goal tonight. Don't you feel like you need one? I need one. Offside, Winnipeg Jets. Dan Paleko, you are doing a great job. Thank you, Dan. Checks in the mail, buddy. DG, will there be a Kitchener Rangers one? I'd like to. Here's the thing with the Kitchener Rangers. They and the London Knights are like the kings of the OHL right now. And it's sometimes, I haven't even asked them. I should ask them. Okay, clapping for face-off here. Boom. We got 6:08, 6:07 left in the period. Yeah, I want to do a Kitchener one too. And there's only so many you can do throughout the year. But we got a live show that we're ready to announce, I think, tomorrow in Toronto for November. And then we will have a live show in December, not in Toronto. And you know, because you're in Gripper Nation. No one else knows. Adam, who do you pick between San Jose and Anaheim? Now and in the future, San Jose all the way. Will Smith, Macklin Celebrini. SDPN wins or Spitfires win. Man, I would love to do a Spits game. Because we could do a Spitfires game, and then we could go to Detroit and watch a Red Wings game. Or we could do probably do like a Red Wings game that weekend, and then do a show, and then do the Spitfires. Like, that would be sick. And Windsor Detroit, as much as everyone gives it crap, is super underrated. The new Detroit is something to observe. They've come a long way in 10 years. And apparently that arena, the Little Caesars one, is amazing. I don't know anything about the Spitz Arena, though. Robert Bett, does it concern you the Leafs seem to get a lot of shots but no goals except tonight? I know that's what we want for them to shoot more, but sometimes it seems like they just shoot to shoot. Yeah, so here's the problem. The Leafs were raised on an ethos, and I'm talking about the core members here, of it was a very analytics-heavy department, and it should be, right? That's a good thing. Oh, Pacioretty had his stick broken. That was a nice little... man, Bobby Hastings, by the way, got a stick into Max Pacioretty's hand so fast. Bobby is really interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him do this, but like once a season, they'll profile Bobby Hastings. And Bobby's one of the equipment guys for the Maple Leafs and has been for like 25 years. And whoever is carrying the puck at any one time, Nylander with a shot. He's got his hand over their spare stick, just in case. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if they're on the other side of the ice or not. If they are on the ice and they have the puck, he's got his hand over the stick and he's ready. And it looks ridiculous until that one time during the game where you need it. And he had Pacioretty stick to him, bang, right away. Pacioretty, like right away. It was cool. Hayden says he's met Bobby Hastings, and he says he's the funniest and nicest guy. Well, that's really cool. Here comes Matthews. Get this goal. Oh, put it on the net, Austin. Oh. Matt Marsh, SDPN Brampton Steelheads game when? I know, man. I would love to do that. You know what? If you guys are OHL fans and you're in OHL cities, email your team. Say, I'd love to see an SDPN game here. I would love that. Oh, by the way, did Simone Benoit just drop an elbow into Dylan DeMello's face? That was interesting. He was like, yeah, screw the puck. I want to drop an elbow. Here we go. Domi to McMahon to the, oh, baby. Oh, that was the first shot the Leafs have had in like 5 minutes. I thought that was in. Oh, and they had Hellebuck deep in his net. Oh, 3 minutes to go. This Domi McMahon line looks like they're getting it back together too. Holmberg's with them. McCabe just misses the assist, gets back in. It was the assist, the pass. Why did I say assist? It's because I'm manifesting a goal. Okay, the game's starting to open up a little bit here. I'm liking the Leafs' pace. They're getting it back. Still out shooting the Jets 30-15. We were talking about shots. Robert asked the thing about the shots. So here's what I'll say. The Leafs were raised, these young guys were raised under the ethos of shot volume because a lot of the analytics at the time, oh my God, Nylander. Oh, Pacioretty almost had his 4th assist of the night right there, but it was blocked. Nylander, Tavares, Pacioretty. We like it. Nice shot there. Great play. Pacioretty mixing it up in front of the net. Logan Stanley, who is a lot taller, trying to get in there with Patches. Logan Stanley is 6'7", 231 pounds, which is roughly similar to what Stollers is. I think Stollers is lighter, but he is also 6'7". That was off of Hellebuck's mask, that McMahon shot. Anyway, so here's what I want to say. The Leafs we're a volume shooting team. And what that means is get as many shots to the net as you possibly can. But what happens is if you don't have somebody in front of the net, goalie often sees it. And one of the guys that they lost early on that they never really found a replacement for because I don't think the front office valued it was James Van Riemsdyk. And James went and signed a big fat contract, fabulous contract in Philadelphia. The Leafs could not have afforded that. But I think people forget what a weapon he was in front of the net before Tavares showed up in just tipping the puck. He was an expert. He wasn't a great skater, expert puck tipper. Tip up, tip down, tip to the side. He was awesome at it. And he was always in front of the net. And so when you volume shoot and you've got guys in front of the net, that's the recipe for success. But for whatever reason, in the Keefe era, they did not really, and maybe they couldn't because of the way the cap was structured and then it got frozen during COVID, whatever. They didn't really prioritize bringing somebody in who would do that. And it wasn't until last season when Tyler Bertuzzi really started to take off because he had a really bad start in Toronto, but ended excellent, that you go, oh yeah, the go to the net thing. Bobby McMahon last year too, same thing. He got that contract extension. You remember he was on waivers and then he was going to be scratched and somebody wasn't good to go. So they played him and he got a hat trick and then he just never came out of the lineup again. Bobby McMahon started going to the net and he was really good on rush plays too. So yeah, the Leafs do shoot a lot and a lot of them are shots to the chest, and Sheldon Keefe did want them to go to the net and Berube does want them to go to the net. And for whatever reason, I think they just are a little bit more this year than they have before, but they have to sustain it. Long, thank you for giving 5 SDPN memberships. James Stemler, as much as I give Canadian Telecoms crap, I still prefer our commentators to these guys. SN and TSN play-by-play guys have more energy. Yeah, I mean, listen, John Forsling is probably just a guy that you don't know. But he is known as, oh, here we go. We got a Pacioretty goal. We got a Pacioretty goal. He's got a goal and 3 assists, baby. Baby. How about that Tavares, Nylander, Pacioretty line? That is crazy. What a goal. That's a dirty goal. It's what we were just talking about. You just asked me about it. Well, look at where Tavares is. Look at where Pacioretty is. Standing up in front of Hellebuck. Hellebuck's got to stand up straight. He can't crouch. Pacioretty's tipping shots. Goals. Oh, wait. Was that Tavares? Hold on. Who got that? So there's Pacioretty. I didn't. I think that's Patch. I think it's Patch. I can't really tell. Could you guys tell? I think that might be Tavares. Anyway, I want to tell you that the guy that is doing the games is a guy's voice you're probably just not used to yet. His name is John Forsling. He was the Canes announcer for about 25 years, and then he went over to do the Seattle Kraken game. He is known as the best, one of, if not the best, announcers in hockey. That's why Amazon hired him. So maybe you're not used to hearing his voice, but I promise you, you're in good hands with John Forsling. He is well known and well respected in broadcasting circles. As of right now, the goal is John Tavares, according to Hayden here. So listen, Patches, if Patches didn't score there, he did create that goal partially because he was standing in front of the net. It was a tip that he did that went wide. Puck squirts back out. Tavares scores it. So if that's the way it ends, technically, Pacioretty gets an assist. No, he doesn't get an assist. It's Ekman Larson and Nylander. But I saw Hayden. If you go back and you watch that replay, sorry guys, I'm also talking to Hayden. I see Pacioretty touching that puck. Does he not touch that puck? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Box score is saying the box score on NHL.com is saying Pacioretty. I guess they'll figure it out. Anyway, Pacioretty deserves mega credit here. He's having a hell of a game. So is Tavares. It's nice to see Johnny back doing his thing. This is great. This is what they needed. They needed to figure it out with this line game. And you need Tavares to be a 70-point guy at this point. I still think he is. I think, again, it takes a while to recover from a flu like that. And the guy has 3 kids. Where do you think he got it? As a father of an almost 6-year-old, my daughter's 5.5. And her birthday's not till May, but she sure likes talking about her birthday. She already told me what she wants to do. That's it for the second period. I will tell you that they bring home diseases that you can't even believe exist. The things that my daughter brings home, the things they do to my body, I'm so good at catching it. My wife's really good at avoiding it. I don't know how she does it. She's probably healthier than I am. Goes to the gym a lot more, clearly. I don't know, man. So if Tavares got one of those, it's crazy. It's crazy. Jamie Richardson, how ironic would it be for a former Habs captain to come to Toronto, wear 67, and help us win a cup? Oh, don't think we haven't thought about that. Guys, I'm having an absolute ball with you tonight. And that goal, by the way, I was mentioning this earlier. Sometimes I lose the thread. It's the way my brain works. But when the second goal for Winnipeg went in, and it's on that Morgan Rielly penalty, which just is going to happen sometimes when you're under pressure in your own defensive zone. You look at that and you go, we need to arrest this momentum. We need to stop Winnipeg from doing what they're doing. Kyle Connor scored 2 of the sexiest goals of his career right off of Stolar's head, and then the other one, like right at the hash. Oh, yeah. Like, so they're playing the replay right now, right? You needed to grab that momentum. You could hear the fans start to get into it because you can always hear the Winnipeg Jets fans. They are always loud. Honestly, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, if they don't get that 5th goal, the third period outlook looks a lot different. Like if they might get that 5th goal in the third period, but if they hadn't got it now, I think you're going into the dressing room nervous. Who could blame them? It's crazy. John David, they play better when you stream. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should just stream every game. Hey, by the way, we have 1,067 people watching. As in 67, Max Pacioretty. Doesn't have to be about 1967 anymore. We're in the now. We're in the future. We're leaving that behind. 67, when you mention 67 in relation to the Leafs, the only thing that should come to mind is Max Pacioretty. And at least 3 points tonight, potentially 4. Right? Nathan Valaket. Hella who? Hella bad. Although he is one of my favorite goalies in the league. I'm not going to lie, I love him. Tom says, Adam, you talked all about the avoidance of talking about the Leafs during the intermission. I actually really noticed it during the weekend. If Toronto comes to dominate, do you think it changes? Well, so here's the thing about Canada. Canada is really top heavy. There's a big city, and it has, and that city and the surrounding area have half the people in the entire country, or roughly. It's like 40%, right? About 15 million people in Southern Ontario, and a lot of different cities and jurisdictions and that sort of thing. But, you get out to, like, if you drive out of Toronto and you drive east or west, the city doesn't end. We just kind of rename the location. At one point, there was a farmer's field between the two cities. Now it's just more houses, more buildings, more businesses. It's really Southern Ontario, from Windsor all the way up basically to, I don't know, Bowmanville, Newcastle, is one gigantic city. It is. And so for a broadcasting company in this country, whose studios and headquarters are based in Toronto, you have to look at things from a non-Toronto perspective, which is really hard because you've got teams in Vancouver, you've got teams in Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Montreal, Ottawa. All of those cities are important. All of those cities matter. All of them have their own cultures and their own needs and wants and whatever. And if you talk about Toronto at all, it's always, no matter when or where or what you said before or what you say after, whenever you talk about Toronto on a national broadcast, people go, see, Toronto bias. And who can blame them? We do suck up an inordinate amount of oxygen in this country, right? So if you're a national broadcaster, you do need to pay attention to, what do people in Calgary think? What do people in Edmonton, were the two best players in the world? What about Vancouver, who've got probably the best offensive defensive duo in Roenick and Hughes? And there's so much that you can get sort of torn a strip off of. I'm doing a bad job explaining, but my point is this. It got a little too overcorrected. I think that, Sportsnet tries to, and this is the right thing to do. They try to put up a neutral broadcast. But when the Leafs are playing St. Louis, or the Leafs are playing, I don't know, it doesn't matter, American team, insert American team here. You don't have to be Minnesota. When they're kicking Minnesota's ass, Hayden, you don't have to be biased against the Leafs, or you don't have to be neutral for the Leafs. You can be for the Leafs. But it's a national broadcast, and they go, no, we must be fair. And then TSN has TSN's lucky because they really only have regional games. And regional games means if you're not in the area, you get blacked out of the game. And they can be pro Leafs all they want. It's a regional game. They're pro Habs in their regional games. They're pro Jets in their regional games. They're pro Senators, because those are the markets they own the rights for. And just like Sportsnet is pro Edmonton, pro Calgary, pro Vancouver in the rights that they hold. So the Leafs don't really have not had a local broadcast crew for a long, long time. And it's been frustrating to watch as a Leaf fan. And it's nice. The Amazon broadcast, I think, even tonight, is doing a really good job of balancing the Jets and the Leafs and celebrating them both. Clearly, the Leafs are playing better, but they did that great story in the intermission with Mark Messier talking about the Oilers and Jets and that great 7-game series in 1990. It's a challenge to broadcast in Canada. Another country that's a lot like us is England. London is huge, 7-8 million people there. And I think the next closest is Birmingham with like 4 million. So I would say, London sucks up a lot of oxygen in the UK, and I think the same thing happens, right? So long story short, we overcorrected a little bit. It's okay to say good things about the Leafs. It's okay to say more than bad things about the Leafs. That's my thing. It's happy to criticize when things went wrong, but there were never many compliments thrown. And you're seeing Amazon come in and go, yeah, no, we can do a balanced broadcast. We're going to say some good things. We're going to say some bad things. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Gripper Nation needs socks specifically. Oh, hey, you know what? We should play some clips. I'm going to take a breather for just a second. We got a special VIP episode sneak peek. So if you have You've never seen a VIP episode before, but you got a gifted sub tonight. Here is what you're in for, Hayden. Let's play the clip.
AI was around for 5 seconds before someone went, "Can I it?" Like they didn't try to help people. They're just like, no. I wonder if people would like to. Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Let's start with Ethos. Ethos is it's a coffee shop in Austin, Texas. But the thing about Ethos is that it doesn't exist. It is an AI-generated Instagram page, and it has 74,000 followers right now. So this is Ethos's Instagram page right now. For everybody listening, we're looking at it right now. On it, there's beautiful pictures of all of the food that they allegedly sell at their coffee shop. Thing is, none of this is actually real. It is all just AI generated. They have also AI chefs that make the food and claim they make the food. And the thing that's weird about Ethos is that it's gained a substantial following. Every post has hundreds of comments.
Yes.
There's thousands of likes on some of these posts. And
Is that Jeff Bezos at Ethos?
It
Yes,
looks
it
like
is.
a Jeff Bezos type, and he's hanging out. Jeff Bezos is behind the bar. Oh no, they sold it as Jeff Bezos came to Ethos in Austin, Texas. Jeff Bezos behind the bar at Ethos. You read that right.
It's weird to me that they can create food that looks so realistic, and Jeff Bezos is just, here's a bald man.
That's Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Jeff
Yeah,
Bezos.
no, that looks horrible.
One of our chefs happens to be buds with Jeff. And after coming in last place in our fantasy football league, sorry, Jeff, he's shaking off the cobwebs to serve up cocktails for a celebrity shift. Turns out the former CEO of Amazon still has a smooth touch with a shaker. Check out some of the cocktails he's serving. And then they have all that. None of it's real.
This page is so weird. What the hell?
So here's my
It's the
question,
second
Jeff.
comment.
It's wild. It's a wild thing that's happening. And I suggest,
that- is
what
that
is
a-
the point of this cafe? Do we know?
I mean, like, well, Jesse, do you have thoughts?
No, go ahead.
It's like, it's kind of interesting. Like the art of it, I guess. Like, this is AI art that doesn't make me immediately feel like it's stealing. You know what I mean? Because there's that whole controversy with it, and it, AI art doesn't exist. It just steals from other artists and stuff like that. You almost had me kind of digging it, like, oh, like you could maybe it could create a recipe for you and you could follow it and it makes this new thing. You almost had me on board until it was AI interacting with AI. The moment that happens, I'm out. Nope, creepy, fucking weird, don't like it, get out.
You guys want the kicker?
Give me the kick.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
We've entered Black Mirror territory.
Okay.
So the reason this went viral is because we saw one croissant of a dinosaur was on screen. The dinosaur croissant, it went super viral on Facebook.
And by the way, it looks so fucking fake. I can't believe people fall for it.
oh
I
yeah,
can't believe
you don't think there's any.
Nothing
I
about
look
that.
at that and I understand why people might fall.
Really?
For that. Yeah,
There were a few on there. Oh yeah.
Somebody who's 65, I have no
Yeah.
idea. They're on Facebook scrolling. They hit like, they tag their friend Susie. Like I understand that.
You're right.
So that croissant first went super viral. It has 1 million likes on Instagram.
Facebook is full of people who don't need AI to be duped.
Yeah, they were being duped long before AI.
One of my the ones that I hate the most is there's these pages and they take advantage of old people by being like, "Hey, you support the troops,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, my husband's a troop, and he's dead, and I miss him, and I support the troops, and I'm going to talk about that." And it's a bunch of pro-troop stuff, and God, I love my country. And then they'll be like, "Hey, since you're here, shoulder check. How about those immigrants?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And hey, I know a lot of the older people on this website are immigrants, but nah, not talking about you.
Right.
Let's have a conversation about them Browns.
That croissant goes super viral. It gets a million
Yep.
likes on Instagram. A couple other food items now are starting to really, because once you get the engagement, more things are more likely to go viral. So a second croissant, I guess they know like, oh, the AI algorithm really likes these food croissant guys. So they do a second one where it's the moodang. You know moodang that's super popular right now?
Yeah.
So they have a moodang croissant hippo, and that one also goes super viral. So we get some people looking into this, and they're like, why is this coffee shop that doesn't exist going so viral on Instagram and Facebook? So a Twitter user by the name of Justine Moore says this restaurant does not exist. Ethos, which claims to be Austin's #1 restaurant, has 72K followers on Instagram. It seems normal until you realize the photos of the food plus venue are AI. The posts get thousands of likes and comments from people who have no idea. She goes on to say, I've been digging into this for an hour and can't see how the creator makes any money off of it. Seems to be a passion project, but they're really dedicated to it. There are fake chefs plus awards. Now, Maddie, pull that off the screen.
The sausage looks threatening.
We got all that from Justine Moore, who's been looking into this, right?
Which we appreciate. Thank you.
Which is like,
No way.
yeah, awesome.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Justine Moore then tweets out, Maddie, bring this up. Update. I was offered a special opportunity to dine at Ethos last night.
You're kidding.
It lives up to the reputation of being the #1 restaurant in Austin. The food service and venue were unreal. With the permission of the chef, I'm sharing the menu. Justine
Moore does not
the journalist, quote, who was investigating this Ethos restaurant is an AI bot.
No.
Who then Ethos got to and made them now post that they were at the restaurant.
So this is somebody who's conducting like a gigantic experiment, right? Wow.
It's
Where I got this news from a journalist that was looking into this AI Instagram page, was an AI bot that made this news so that it would go viral.
So that's a promotional vehicle. They use the fake journalist as
Maybe.
a promotion.
I don't know. And now Justine is posting AI photos of her at this restaurant that does not exist.
I'm so jacked that a platform I have 250,000 followers on and have invested over a decade into is just full of Nazis and robots and bullshit, and no one uses it anymore. I'm pretty jacked about that. That's pretty good.
The last level of the elevator, if we want to go one step
Let's
deeper.
keep going.
Let's go.
All of the posts on Justine's account, because you'd think like people like me would be in there yelling and everything. No, all of the interactions on her post at the restaurant of our other people supporting her. So if you just scroll down, it's a bunch of, first of all, it's her entire day at the restaurant.
Oh my God.
So, well, I skipped a level on the elevator. First, it's every meal that she ate. She did a thread on Twitter about here's the oyster with seaweed foam and preserved lemon. You know, oh, it looks great. Fabulous stuff. Second course, the heirloom beets. Fourth course, the grilled pork chop with spiced peach compote.
Where does she AI shit? That's a lot of food, man.
And then we have her being like, I'm at the restaurant, here's all the food. And then we have a bunch of other people being like, here's all what I ate.
Sushi croissant?
Here's the
croissant sushi?
Here's the crushi. Their croissant sushi that they ate. Bummed I missed it. We'll have to go back. Justine Moore, the AI bot, writes back. Joe, there's huge business opportunity for some restaurant in Austin to rebrand and change their name to Ethos right now. That's, I guess, a real one. Because
That's actually funny.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
But then we have BS Sprout saying, ate there a few days ago. And he's replying as well. And it just keeps going.
So how much of what we're seeing, and I don't want to bring it to this, I don't want to talk about the merits of this, but just leave the question unanswered when I ask.
Mm-hmm.
How much of what we see about the election in the United States is this? Do you know what I'm saying? How much of it are from people that do not exist?
Yep.
And it's just AI bots.
Just them all just chatting with each other. And then, like, because people who don't do a lot of interacting on Instagram. Most people who use social platforms like Twitter or Facebook aren't commenting on things. Most people just consume. So the average person who just consumes sees like, hey, there's a thread with thousands of replies. I'm going to go read it. And all of those people could just be AI generated, interacting with each other.
All right, we had some tech issues, baby. We're back. Third period. Let's go. Sorry about that. We had, for whatever reason, the camera wasn't on, so I had to reset the camera. What's up, guys? Sorry about that. We were trying to troubleshoot it, and anyway, we're back. 18-13 left in the third period. Hi, everybody. Man, what a pain in the butt. Also, I got to fix this thing. There we go. Now we're good. Hi. We're back. The Winnipeg Jets have 18 minutes before their 8-0 streak could potentially end. The Toronto Maple Leafs could end it. Or the story tomorrow is the Winnipeg Jets are 9-0 after an unbelievable comeback against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at here. That's what the third period is. Those are the stakes. This is not a normal October game, guys. There's some serious stakes. Brycepticon says, hey, Adam, enjoying a burrito on break and just tuned in. Good game so far. Don't tell my boss. What's your go-to burrito filling? Well, I love like a good shawarma, man. That's my thing. If I can, topping-wise, tzatziki. Like I love like a like Greek chicken and tzatziki. It's my favorite. So good. Anyway, listen, I want to tell you this. This is a high-stakes game. This is a Toronto Maple Leafs need to win this game. Winnipeg Jets need to win this game. Does that make sense? Oh, Reeves tried to hit Reeves there. Not so good. I think what will be fascinating here, because the first period so far has just been a little bit of a grappling match. Not much happening. What will be very, very interesting as we get through this period is who seizes the initiative first. Brycepticon gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Brycepticon. By the way, for all the new VIP subscribers, and I know there are a lot of you tonight, let's have some fun, shall we? I'm gonna share this link. 20 minutes left. 20 minutes remain. Does Winnipeg lose their streak? All right, here we go. Okay. This Pacioretty line has been pretty spectacular for them. I want to say, guys, I've really enjoyed our Monday night stream sessions. It gives me something to look forward to on a Monday. I love a Monday night with you, hanging with you, talking hockey. And we're going to be here every single Monday night. And then the playoffs is going to be, that's going to be crazy. If you're not around for the playoffs, I'm already thinking about them. I'm already preparing for them. I'm so excited. Steve does the Leaf games. I do the non-Steve Leaf nights. Well, not Leaf nights, non-Leaf, non-Steve. I do the Western Conference games. So I'll pick a team, and we don't know which team yet because we don't know who's in the playoffs. Maybe Winnipeg. And I try to follow them all the way through the Stanley Cup final. I got lucky enough last year because Vancouver is what I started with, and they met Edmonton in the second round. Edmonton won, so I got to follow Edmonton to the third round, and Steve took over in the finals with Florida and Edmonton, and that was pretty cool. Boy, Stollers has been hitting the mask like 5 times tonight. Just a shot there. I think it was Mason Appleton, or was it? No, it was Niederreiter. And I wonder if that begins to suck. Like one time you're like, okay, I can handle that. But after a while, do you kind of get a little tired of that if you're a goalie? You have to think. Is Adam AI? He's definitely AI. No, I think he's real. Now, AI is getting pretty convincing these days. So, Adam, if you're not AI, prove it. Well, I don't know how to prove it. Other than AI, like the images, I'm always kind of surprised by like the boomers that are like, oh man, I couldn't tell the difference. Like, what? What do you mean you couldn't tell the difference? You saw the AI segment with Jeffrey Bezos. That didn't look like Jeffrey Bezos. That looked like an alien like that looked like a bad wax museum version of Jeffrey Bezos. You know what I mean? Leafs outshooting the Winnipeg Jets 32-17. But you know, with the Toronto Maple Leafs, that doesn't matter. Winnipeg seems to have a little bit of momentum here. 6 minutes into the period. By the way, if you're trying to align your stream with mine, it's 13:53 remaining. 13:50, 13:49, 13:48, 13:47. Just trying to give an idea here. Adam's thighs are AI. Adam, you're definitely more scrumptious than a croissant. What about a dinosaur croissant? By the way, I looked at that dinosaur croissant from that AI segment that we played. I got to say, that none of that looked appealing. I don't... Even in theory, that looks like a dinosaur or a dog or whatever else. I just want to eat a croissant that looks like a croissant. Does that make me boring? Does that make me human? Did that prove that I was human? AI would never talk about grippers like you do. That's true. That's true. AI does not have passion like Gripper Nation does. All right, here we go. 3-on-1, 3-on-2 here. Tavares. Oh, he just lost the handle on it. Man, Tavares has got wheels tonight. He's got a little bit of speed through the neutral zone. And he hustled back. McCabe, Tanev out there together. It's interesting that they put those two guys together considering they're both the tough, mean defense guys, and you would think that they would be playing with OEL and Riley, but OEL's pretty tough and mean as well. Oh, the Leafs have just taken a penalty. My goodness. I must have missed it. Scheifele scores on the delayed penalty, so there will not be a penalty, but this is the Leafs making it interesting, man. This is the Leafs making it interesting. Rachel Bishop, Adam, how do you feel about Cronuts? I would like one right now to soothe my anxiety because, my God, it's now 5-3. Come on, guys. Listen, the Jets are a really good team. Oh, that's Nylander in on Morrissey. That's why it was a penalty. The Jets are a really good team. This isn't totally surprising, but it doesn't need to be this way. We all know that, right? We all know that. We don't need, this is 4 stupid penalties, and I'm sorry, Morgan Riley, but your penalty was still stupid. 4 stupid penalties that don't need to happen. It's frustrating. No comebacks here. Say that again, Hayden? I lost him. I did pick Scheifele to score for them. But yeah, it's got to be first-time goal scorer there, Hayden. Otherwise, Justin doesn't drop those subs. He's tough. He's a tough man. By the way, guys, if you want to align streams, you can. You can pause the Prime stream or the Me stream or whatever is ahead. I'm at 11:50 right now in the third period. Desperately needing the Leafs top line to step up a little bit here. The second line has done an outstanding job tonight. Desperately waiting. Oh, Logan Stanley and Ryan Reeves matching up would be kind of fun. You can hear the crowds right back into it. This is what you don't want in Winnipeg. You do not want the crowd in it. This is the most competitive game that you have played this year. Justin Fisher did drop 10 subs. Look at that. Justin Fisher, everybody. Justin Fisher dropping those. Welcome to VIP, everybody, with the new subscription. James Stemler, super easy to tell when YouTubers use AI. They write a script because it's more filler than, say, to hit a word count. Yeah, there's so much AI slop on YouTube these days. It's such a shame. But what do they estimate? I think by 2025, something like 30 or 40% of all internet traffic will be AI slop. Like stuff that gives you nothing, tells you nothing, does nothing for you. And it's just going to burn a bunch of stuff. It's like, it's, the same reason people are mad about crypto, because it's got, they got all those servers and they're expensive to run and it's like bad for the environment, all that stuff. What do you think AI is going to be like? It's just the ability to create a bunch of bullshit at a scale that none of us could possibly have dreamed of a year and a half ago. It's going to be wild. Dead internet theory. Pierre-Luc Dubois, I hope not, because we make our entire living on the internet, so I'm hoping that not the entire internet dies. I don't know what we would do. Maybe we need to buy a radio station or something, broadcast a signal. Isn't Twitter already that? Yes, Twitter is mostly bots. By the way, if you can save yourself, if you have Twitter still, occasionally on TikTok, of all places, you'll see like the bot setters come up and you'll get like a behind the scenes of what actually goes on with those troll farms. Don't get into an argument with someone on the internet. You don't know if you're talking to a person anymore. You literally don't. Like, they have so many screens going at once, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And they're just there to spot keywords and start a fight. Stay away. And by the way, everybody, there have been people who've been buying followers forever. It's not hard to fake a following. That's all I'm saying. Go to Blue Sky. Yeah, does Blue Sky, is it good? Are people on it? I know people are on Threads. You guys doing Threads? Bigfoot, Adam, let's fight about something. What do you guys want to fight about? What should we fight about? Yeah, I think these companies are going to have to do something about it because it's going to wreck their product. Like, there's a guy on TikTok who you got to follow who just does Facebook comments, and it's like these AI comments, and it's a bunch of like patriotic American stuff, and there's a bunch of like boomers who are too old to understand the difference, and they're getting fooled by this every time. And he just reads out the comments, and it's hilarious, but it's also a little sad. You're like, man, somebody needs to step in and be like, here's what the fake internet looks like, 10:35 left in the third period. Next face-off, I'm going to give you a clap so we can align streams. This is going to be a really exciting last 10 minutes of the game. Justin Fisher. Adam says you shouldn't get into arguments on the internet. I say mind your own business, jerk. Who do you think you are? That's a good point. That's a Hey, Adam, if they win tonight, who do you want talking in the media? Listen, man, I don't care who talks. Whoever the story of the game is, when they lose badly, and I just lost sound on my Amazon feed, I think that the leaders need to come out and talk. And I know that that's not the way things have been done. But again, I go back to Game 7 last year, and I go, entire leadership group, get out there. Get out there. Oh, that's a bad giveaway. Oh, thank goodness the Leafs got one back. Oh, Nye's almost just gifted one of the Jets there. We need this Matthews line to get more than a goal here. Here's Austin. Go. Shoot. Good save. Good shot. Nobody in front of the net to tip it, unfortunately. Tyson Barnett. I am old. What is Blue Sky? Blue Sky is founded by the founders of Twitter who sold Twitter to Elon Musk. And so they took all that money and they said, let's do Twitter, but less popular. And so there are people on Blue Sky, but just I don't know if there's enough for it to matter. The only thing that's keeping me on Twitter still is sports. And so whenever there's a viable alternative, they should just create something that's like Twitter for sports only. I'm not interested in your political content anymore. I need it. That's a bazillion-dollar idea. Oh, no. Simon Benoit just took a stupid penalty. You're freaking kidding me, dude. You're kidding me, dude. What's he doing? So Ehlers beats him, but and Ehlers sells the shit out of that. Oh my God. Ehlers belongs in the fucking, excuse my language. He belongs in the Olympics for that. That's a good, I hate it, but it's a good dive. He just drew a penalty from a guy who takes a lot of penalties. Listen, Simon Benoit rules. And people are like, oh, trade him. No. That's Ehlers falling. And by the way, all the Jets fans in the Ty Smith Cope. Yo, Ty, learn how to spell Cope. Dude. That was freaking brutal. Ehlers had him beat. Get two hands on your stick, Benoit, and just drive him into the corner. That's all you need to do on that play. You don't need to take the puck off him. Just drive the body into the corner. Straight line hockey. Easy. And Jackie M. NHLers are just taking Steve's advice. Act like you're dying or dead. James Stemler, biggest effing diver in the NHL. Throwback to Keefe. Yo, here's the one thing with Keefe, though. He had a really contentious relationship with all the refs. He would scream at them. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think it helped them. I don't think it helped the Leafs. I just don't think it did. As a completely impartial Sens fan, that is a penalty. No question. But he dove. There's no question of that, too. Benoit's got to be called there. Has to be called. Benoit also dove. Let's just call it what it is. Who do you like better, Ehlers or Steelers? Steelers. I do like Nikolai Ehlers a lot, though. Jesse Adlington. What will you be doing for your Formula FIA mandated community service for swearing? Yeah, so they're starting to threaten community service for drivers in Formula 1 that swear over the radio, which good luck, man. Maybe just don't run their radio if it's such a problem. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe I'll teach hockey. That's what I did in school. We all have community service here in Ontario. So maybe that's what it was. Robert Robert Bet, maybe we can get an AI Stanley Cup before a real cup. Don't worry, I already slapped myself. Well, listen, you can get an AI Stanley Cup anytime you want. That's the great thing about AI. It just doesn't mean anything. Oh, Nyes with a great move on Morrissey there. That was a good fake. Love that. By the way, the Oreo cookies logo looks really good on the Leafs helmet when it's black like that. I'm just noticing. I shut off the Steelers game, got tired of the nonsense, came back to the Leafs game. Are the Steelers getting... Is it bad? Oh, no. Steelers Nation, let's ride. What's the game at, guys? What's the Steeler game at? All I'm... 9-9. Ah! Oh, my God. That's 3 field goals apiece. That's lovely. Listen, as long as Pickens doesn't get a touchdown, I think I'm okay. What are they doing now? Listen, I'll tell you this. The refs had a brutal game. I am 1/2 of a point up on the guy I'm facing. If for fantasy football, Pickens can't even get another catch. Otherwise, I'm screwed. It's over for me, guys. It's over for me. All right. We got 7:55 left in the third period. 1 minute left on this bloody penalty kill. Can the Leafs not leaf this? As I told you to start the period, even though I started 2 minutes late because the camera's unplugged and I couldn't figure out why. As I told you to start the period, this is either the Winnipeg Jets see their big winning streak come to an end, or the Leafs blow it. Blow it. I'm going to say it. We got to be honest. Blow it, and the Jets come back from like 5-2 in a game they never should have been in. We're going to find out in the next 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Those are the stakes tonight. This is why I was so excited to do this game. This is why we delayed the Steve Dangle podcast till tomorrow. Because this game is inordinately huge for a Monday night. It is. It's huge. Okay. So that was a good penalty kill for the Leafs. 7 minutes left in the game. It's going to feel like 8 million years if you're a Leaf fan, unless they actually, turn it around and grab the momentum in this period, which they have not done. And it's difficult to do when you're sitting one of your guys in the box. Chantel Zeller, not shocked if we see overtime. Chantel, listen, you can't put that evil on Toronto fans. The Leafs stink in overtime. I don't know why either. Like, especially Matthews, Marner, Riley, maybe because they're out there first all the time. But a weirdly not good. Weirdly not good. You know who used to be insane in overtime? Matt Sundin. I think he had like the NHL all-time lead in overtime goals. Guy was like money in overtime, and that's when you could. That's when you play just an extra 5 minutes at 5-on-5, and you could tie the game, and it would just end tied, which was so brutal. Nobody likes a tie game. Oh, here we go. 2-on-1. Pacioretty. Oh, Willie, you got to get it over. That was a fart in a windstorm, that play. Hawks 23. I'm watching the stream with the game on and the World Series. What do they have in common, you ask? I'm not a fan of either team, and they both want to make me rip my hair out. Well, listen, if you're in the mood for a little anxiety on a Monday night, you've come to the right place. Oh, listen, the Jets just got a marginal icing called on them. And listen, it was Ehlers who's complaining about it. I'm not mad. The World Series is so depressing to watch if you're a Yankees fan. Listen, if you're a Yankees fan, you've seen championships in your lifetime. Stop it. The Dodgers are just the new kings right now. They're the big guys. Okay. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third period. Nice little pass there. Matthew Nyes is having himself a game. Neil Pionek's got him up against the boards. Strips the puck. I love Nyes' game tonight. Matthews has had a few good shots, a little wanting Mitch Marner to step up and be a star and wow. Not because he's not been good, but because I need him to be dominant. These are the moments, guys, and we talk about this in the playoffs. These are the moments you need your stars to step up. I'd like a Mitchell moment. I'd like to go home tonight going, damn, Mitch Marner. Might have to buy a jersey because of that play. Here comes Max Domi. Let's go. Shoots. Oh, man. Max has a better shot than people give him credit for. I would have liked to see a little bit of a deke there. We got a 5-minute timeout here. Okay. He had that top corner picked. Hellebuck had him. Ooh. Winnipeg Jets fan. There goes the 8-game undefeated streak. Hey, it ain't over yet. You got 5 minutes to go. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Moose Hawkins. I have no sympathy for Yankees fans. Eat my shorts. I don't think anybody has sympathy for Yankees fans other than other Yankees fans. Like, I think we all have some sympathy for, like, Pirates fans. Their owner sucks. Rockies fans. The air is thin and they get a bunch of home runs hit on them. It's not their fault. But, like, Yankees fans? You don't have a cap. Well, you got a cap, but it's like a luxury cap. You're the biggest city in North America outside of Mexico City, biggest city in the league, and you can't pull the finances together to get a good team on the field and win the championship? For 20 years? Come on now. What? Oh, check my phone? Okay. I should check my phone. Where is my phone? Hayden Matheson. Oh, the Yankees payroll is $306 million. The Dodgers payroll is $320 million. The MLB league average is $150 million. Teams with payrolls twice the league average are facing off in the World Series. The MLB needs a salary cap and a salary floor. Listen, I am all for a luxury tax, a heavy luxury tax. It works in the NBA. It works really well in the NBA. I am not for a hard cap, but I totally understand. Oh, look at Steve Dangle dropping subs, jumping in and dropping subs. Thank you, Steve Dangle. Welcome to the chat, my friend. James Stemler on Kipper and Bourne today. They posed the question, what is the Stanley Cup equivalent of the Dodgers-Yanks World Series? They suggested Bruins-Hawks. No. It's New York Rangers and Toronto Maple Leafs in terms of size of city. Those are the two most valuable franchises in the sport. The Dodgers and Yankees, most valuable franchises in their sport. Bruins, Hawks. What? Sorry, like they're valuable franchises, but you're talking about the Leafs are probably worth close to $5 billion on their own. The Rangers might be 4.5. They're always like, I'm sorry, they're not comparable. You know what, Nick? You know what, James or Justin? Two of the nicest guys, by the way. I want to come on and debate you. I want to tell you what for. But maybe they're talking about like legacy too. The fact that both of those teams have won Stanley Cups in the last 15, 20 years. The fact that they've had a lot of success. You know, the Rangers won in 94, but even 94 is a long time ago. 30 years ago now. Leafs, it's been more than double that. Let's not talk about it. Is Steve Dangle in the chat though? Or is he just dropping subs and then leaving? That's what I got to know. Is Daddy Steve here? Joining Gripper Nation because he can't resist, because he knows. He feels the pull of Gripper Nation, and he simply can't stay away from it. Wow, they're showing a lot of Ty Domi clips in the chats, man. It used to be the Ty and Temu show. All right. Empty net, babies. Empty net, my babies. Let's go. Let's get Pacioretty a goal. Let's get Marner a goal. Let's get Matthews a goal. Let's get somebody a goal here that really deserves it. I think Patches deserves it the most. Leafs have got to... Oh, shoot. Oh, my God. Kyle Connor, hat-trick. As soon as that puck came out, I knew. That flippin' sucks. Oh... The Leafs, man. The Leafs. Stop. Please. Please. What's going on here? So McCabe doesn't have a good handle on it. Nobody's got Connor. Guys, how many times does he need to score like that before you cover him? So who's his man? I think Tavares, Nylander. Oh my, no, it might be Nylander, might be Tavares. I don't know. Probably Tavares, but he's going to the front of the net. I understand that. Oh, for God's sakes. For God's sakes. It's notable that Steve came in. Notable that Steve came in, dropped those subs, and then they scored. Maybe this is Steve's fault. Maybe during tonight's LFR, you got to give Steve hell for that. Maybe. Man, the flippin' Leafs, eh? Like, this is what they do. This is what they do. They got to stop doing this. They got to stop doing this. It's an empty net. Get possession once. Score the goal, end the game. Why are they in this game? Why is Winnipeg even in this game? Lock it down. I know it's the first 10 games. I get it. I've heard it all before. Sorry. Punch gutter or pinch gutter. Why does this team hurt us so? Because that's until they decide they don't want to do this anymore, this is what they are. And I say they decide because it's up to them. They have the talent. Oh my God, they centered it to nobody. Mitchell, look. You got to look, dude. Like, right place, look before you pass it, though. Come on, man. Here you go. Hellebuck staying in net because they're going to hold him in net until the last 2 minutes. They're going to call like a timeout, and then they're going to try to pressure the Leafs. And you know, it's notable that the Leafs have or had one of their best defensive lines, which is their top line out there. Domi's out, Holmberg's out, McCabe is carrying. Domi down deep. You got to get some sort of battle along the boards here. Is Hellebuck still in? I think he is. Tanev, McCabe are out there. That means OEL. Okay, here we go. Here comes Bobby McMahon. Round Neil Pionk. Good little shot. Hellebuck does the right thing and allows that puck to just continue. Leafs dying for some sort of face-off. Oh, man, here comes Kyle Connor. Just been an absolute weapon tonight. Just money. Oh, man. Okay, Marner down low. Morrissey up high. Here we go. Oh, big collision. Big collision between McMahon and Perfetti. I think it was accidental. I don't think it felt... I think that was totally accidental. I'll have to have a look at that, but that did not look good. And Bobby McMahon is not a fun man to run into, I wouldn't think. It's in the name, McMahon. He is huge. Somebody just in the chat said, I think my exams are less stressful. Yeah, I think a calculus exam would be less stressful than this. 1 minute and 34 seconds. We get 90 seconds left here. Here comes Marner. Come on, Mitchell. Shoot. Shoot, Mitchell. Oh, my God. Okay, I know Tanev missed that pass, but what are we doing? Get the puck deep. Get it deep. Sorry, I'm not going to be nice right now. This is... like, listen, I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I know these are athletes. I know they're the best in the world at what they do. But come on, guys. Good little strip by Steven Lorentz. No way is he getting a penalty. Oh, okay, the net's off. Natalie, if we win, does this even feel good? Do we even feel good about it? Hell yes, we do. Who cares? If you win, who cares? You got to win, though. We're not talking about winning yet. We are 60 seconds away from talking about winning. Yeah, you feel good. This is a team that's won 8 in a row and had 110 points last year. This is one of the best teams in all of hockey around the world. Yeah, it's a benchmark game. And you know what? They played a great first period. They played a great second until they took 3 penalties in a row. 3 penalties in a row. Stupid ones, too. And then they did it again. Guys, stop taking dumbass penalties. Start scoring on your own power plays, too, please. Oh, okay. Send me the super chats, Hayden. Give me the super chats now. Give me them to me. Okay, send them to me. I don't even know where they are. Hang on. Natalie, Stinkface McPoop Lightning, how are you? I love that name. Why are the Jets wearing all white at home? Because of the whiteout, obviously. Please look up Peter Puck. How are you, Canadian? From Doug Leaf fan. I will have to look up Peter Puck. Count Zathnok. What is with the names? Shoot, Mitchie, shoot. It's tough. Robert Bett, if the Leafs blow it, thank God for closed caption. My speakers will not be able to handle the LFR. Steve is stressed somewhere right now. You imagine what it's like to be Steve Dangle right now? Can you imagine? What do you think it's like in Steve Dangle's basement? I think it's sweaty and upsetting. That's what I think. Richard Trefino. Makar has 14 assists this season. Guess who drafted him on both of his fantasy teams? This guy. It's been 212 days since the last Jets regular season loss. We have 63 seconds to reset that counter. Oh my God, Jake McCabe, what are we doing? Okay, Leafs win that. That's a big face-off win. Sedin Magic 15, Wes McCauley calling the Canucks game. Second in a row. Should I be worried? Always. You might get some witty comments. And that's icing for the Jets. Ha-ha! 46.2 seconds to go. Let's align streams. 46.2 seconds to go, guys. I'll let you know when the face-off happens. I promise. I always forget to do that. I'm still bad about it. That was thank God for that icing. All right, here we go. If he fake drops the puck, so help me. So help me. There we go. Face off. Yeah, they don't fake drop the puck in the regular season. In the playoffs, they do it because, listen, we're here to see the linesman. Okay, 32 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. Get it out. Empty net. Shot. Scores! This game is over, baby. I think, maybe, possibly. Am I allowed to enjoy this as a Leaf fan? I think that was Tavares I think that was a backhand. Are we allowed to say that this has happened? Tavares with the hattie, baby. 2 hat tricks tonight. Kyle Connor, John Tavares. We're going to get to enjoy this because the Jets ice crew is going to have to go in and pick up all those hats. Man, what a night for the Tavares line, I got to say. That was a backhand from center ice. Not bad, Johnny T. Not bad at all. This is the Tavares we have been waiting for. Nylander Tavares patch ready. I would like to know how many teams or how many points they combined for tonight. I think Johnny's got at least 4. I know Patches has got at least 3. Willie's got a goal. Logan Berube gifted 50 memberships. Logan, are you related to Craig Berube? Logan, thank you for dropping 50 subs. That's insane. Let's go, Logan. Let's go. Okay, I have to be honest with you. I was last minute of the game Leafs fan there. And I don't regret it at all. But I was a little angry. And now I'm having a hard time switching gears to see that lady on TV, how much fun she's having in that Doug Gilmour jersey. She's having a good time. I'm having trouble switching to that right now. Oh, baby. Oh, man. Oh! This team, man. This team. Damn. Wow. Chat's going off right now. Listen, guys, you deserve to celebrate. Toronto Maple Leafs are 12 seconds away from ending the Jets' 8-0-0 start to the season, which is a big one. And they came out and they played great. I think you got to clean up those penalties, though. Damn it. All right. They survived it. They're now thriving in it. Doesn't matter that Winnipeg came back now. You do need to clean up the penalties, though. You can't be taking that many penalties. Toronto wins the game, and they deserved to. They deserved it. They didn't get away with this. They got away with some hairy moments. But, a lot of the times that we've seen the Leafs, they have won, and they really didn't deserve to. This is a game they deserve to win. No question. No shot. Winnipeg should not have won this game. They didn't show up to play the way Toronto did. It's great to see this happen. Winnipeg's streak is snapped, and the Toronto Maple Leafs needed that because they were tied with 6 other teams in their division. Everybody, except for the Panthers and the Lightning, had 4-4-1 starts or 4-4-0 starts. I'm talking about Detroit. I'm talking about Buffalo. I'm talking about Montreal, Ottawa, and Boston. And the Leafs now have a 5-4-1 record, which is good. They got through this. This is a benchmark game. This October the 28th game meant a lot more than a game in October should. But for Winnipeg, 8-0-0 start. They were going for history. They will not make history this year. And then in Toronto, rough week last week. 3 shitty losses. Just garbage. And look at that. You get a good win. You get a win that got a little closer than you wanted it to. Got a good win. Now, next Monday, it's going to be the Sheldon Keefe New Jersey Devils versus the Connor McDavid Oilers. And I say that because he was injured tonight, didn't come back to the game. The Oilers have not played well to start this season. That's going to be a good matchup. Be watching those teams all week long. So next Monday, we're coming back. Gripper Nation reunites. Give me a like in this, by the way. Give me a little like. Smash me a like. Can we do that? Chat, can we do a little like before we go home? And I want to thank you all, Gripper Nation, new and old, veteran grippers, rookie grippers, for joining us tonight because it was a lot of fun. Toronto Maple Leafs get away with that third period. And oh, baby, we got a big win. I hope you enjoyed it. I have loved hanging out with you tonight. I've loved our 3 streams so far. I love doing these. So please be sure to join me every Monday. And Steve, of course, every Saturday night. And tomorrow, we have the Steve Dangle podcast where we will break down everything else and also this game. Okay? Love you all. Shout out Gripper Nation. Let's wrap this up, baby.